It's going down like this, motherfucker.
This shit is crazy. The following
Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Say that, nigga. Shit. Bar, bet the bar, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves. For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try.
This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying. This ain't loud enough. This ain't loud enough. I'm still trying.
Joe V. He looked down, seen his feet, the nigga went berserk, killed the monkey, threw the bat out the window, start kicking that bitch in the air.
Say anyway, but I will. The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also, because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously. Can you?
You don't understand. It's cool enough just being cool. Like a group of you together, you never can tell. Group of you together, you never can tell who's who. I've seen a lot of black guys, Nipsey, but you're overdoing it.
My eye, plus I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
I mean, TikTok. A lot of the white content creators on TikTok get all of their dances from the black content creators.
You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? You're a philosopher? Yes. I think very deep.
Hey, dance with me. Hey, dance with me. Hey, dance with me.
Up yours, nigger.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
What the hell you want here, hunky?
Don't know me, want it. Nigga.
I don't mean to be out of line. I don't mean to be out of line.
Where's all that noise? Where's all that noise? Where's all that noise? Where's all that noise? Daddy.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
Your shit.
Get your hands off of me, shit!
I think we OD. I think we OD.
The Chinese platform, you already know they don't give a fuck about your black ass.
My word, can't be my equal, don't know what you heard. That's the difference when you're my baby. That's how it is. Use a snorkel cocaine, now I fiend for the check, yeah. Use a snorkel. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the dude. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I hit the loot juice, it pulls up in the. Baby, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come.
I guess you go to the history of European civilizations. 250 years is how long they last before they implode, because of their greed, because of their violence, because of an inability to let others be, including themselves. If they didn't have brown and black people to hate, they would hate themselves.
Do that dance, baby, do that dance, let's work it out. Nigga. Lean and buck, lean, buck, lean, buck.
To the east. To the west. To the Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only galactic daddy-o welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. Well, that sounds like my cue to come motherfucking in. What's happening? This is the Chocolate Mountain Show, and you know we do have a protocol that we follow when we step onto the Chocolate Mountain Show, and we take it right to the galactic patio. Where else are we gonna be? It's not like we're out on a mountain with nothing to do and no place to go. Everybody who comes to the Chocolate Mountain knows that there's somewhere to be. Oh, we can't be nasty. We can't start off nasty like that, can we? No. We have to give the people what they're used to. If we give them too much, they'll be like, "Oh, he blowing our mind this time." So we'll slow it down. We will slow it down. And you know, me, if you watch enough, we always start the show out with Elliot Nest, Great Lakes. It is the finest amber in the land. So pop them if you got them. Oh, it just takes it off and then it goes balance. It just balances back perfectly. And indeed, listen to that. And you know it's my favorite glass. The Barrel George Killian's, all the way from Arkansas. You know, and you do really wish that you could be me right now. You really wish you could just sit here where I'm at and be me right now. But you can't. Man, think about it like this, baby. When you're 62, do you think you're going to be living like I'm living? Just look at it like that. When you're 62, do you think you're going to have it as funky as I got it? That's the question. Oh, I am on, very much on, because I'm very much on the herbal gummies, so no doubt about that. But you know, I got this joint I've been smoking on for shit the last 6-7 shows. It just shows you I only smoke it when I'm with y'all. So, smoke it if you want them. I prefer the gummies. It's a lot easier. As much as I like wax. Oh, shit. I like the way that hits. I just forget. Again, no diss to Nike. You know, I got shoes over there, LeBrons. Jordan's in the closet. But as I was putting this on, I must say, fuck Nike Tech. I mean, no hard feelings for you, Nike Tech, but you ain't this. I mean, I put this on, I can't believe how soft it is. And Polo's the only one that makes the pouches the way they're supposed to be. Polo's the only one. The pouches ain't supposed to go through. The pouch is supposed to be separate. Polo the only one to do that. Pouches is supposed to be separate. I'm not a kangaroo, so I don't need a big-ass pouch that goes all the way around. It's separate. This shit's so much softer than anything Nike makes or Jordan brand. Oh, you know. So, I'm gonna have fun tonight. Because I am Mr. Wonderful. Give me the ball. I can do it all. Dr. Sinister, what's happening? And I know you always control your...
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
And I know you got
to have vision.
And you know when we on the Galactic patio and you were our first one, so you get your own booth.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone because it's power in the whole joint. But if you do... I will take you higher, no doubt. And next up is Jesus Saves. Thank you for coming. And I know you must have.
Got to have vision.
And since you come up, you might as well join us doing the...
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 alone. I know it's hard, but if you do... I will take you higher, baby. El Reborn, Amaroon Khan. What is happening? And then for many nights that you've been on the Galactic patio, I know you definitely got
to have vision.
And I know you don't mind going on and mingling and singling and being your own while you on the Galactic patio doing the...
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
And you know there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
But if you do... I will take you higher, baby. Higher, baby. Higher, baby. Jamar, 3224. What is happening? And to be up tonight on the... Man, is it past now? 2 minutes until my daughter's 18th birthday. I know you got to have...
Got to have vision.
And I know you don't mind joining us on the...
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone because it's power in the whole joint. But if you do, I promise to. And welcoming Brother James Gann. What's happening, James Gann? And I know to be up this late, you definitely got to have.
Got to have vision.
But if you follow me into the galactic patio, this is what we do.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic slump.
But if there's only one rule,
Don't touch my
leave that F-150 alone. I know it's shine and you looking at them 22s on it looking so cool, but leave it alone. But if you do, and we got my main man who flew just in from Japan. He got his own Gulfstream. My main man, PJ Allen.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches?
He always controls his, and I know he's definitely got
to have vision.
and he does not mind joining us.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic slump.
And he knows and he follows that one rule, because me and he nights, we've been rolling up and down these round, all these clover leaves up here in Minnesota, so I know he follows that rule.
Don't touch my truck.
I didn't say you couldn't sit in it, but if you do, he knows. Thank you much, Sly Stone. Thank you very much. Oh, they all around. No, this has been a wonderful day of watching football. Now, we got to take the schedule out to playoffs. So, you know I lost. I won Houston. I lost Miami. I did lose Miami. The game, Buffalo, of course, we know is going to be Monday afternoon. So Central Time, Monday, that game's at 3:30, but it is a holiday. So could the timing be any better? Monday is a holiday. I don't know how many of y'all got to work, but, you know, Monday's a holiday. They got school out and, you know, it's a holiday. No federal shit for Black Day, pretty much. You know, MLK, I don't know if he was that great of a man, but they give him a lot of credit. I don't know that he's due that credit. Because if you're talking about anybody was a plant, MLK was a plant. You know that, right? MLK was definitely a government plant. Do you know that his file, now everybody knows his real name is Michael. Him and his daddy was both named Michael King. His daddy was allowed to go to Germany. And if I'm remembering, maybe before World War II, 38, 39, maybe before World War II. Then he comes back and he takes the name of Martin Luther and he names his son. Soon as he names his son, you know what J. Edgar Hoover does. There's a file that you can, it's Freedom of Information, and you can see that his file, Michael King's file, when he got his legally name changed like his daddy did, after they came back from Europe, which screams Boule, which screams a plant, comes to Martin Luther, and his FBI file starts then. And they were so dirty where they was taping the motherfucker freaking. I mean, he was doing what every preacher did. Now, I've told this story many times about in Greensboro. I was boning this lady who was in the 50s in the church, and she had a thing for young dudes, and she had really big boobs, and I was just boning her because, you know, she liked to get boned by young niggas. But she was in the church, and she was telling me all the weird shit, you know, and motherfuckers trying to get with her and shit. But one thing that she knew was two dudes, two preachers, this was all on the news down there. They were stuck together, doggy style. They had to call the people, and all they did is put a blanket over one, and they put a suit coat over one. So one had like a suit coat over his back and his shoulders, the one that was like prawn, you know, on his all fours. The other dude had a blanket. And they literally brought him out like that. He was on TV and shit. So, you know, what's going on with the Boule? Why is that going on with the Boule? So, oh, Big Stank, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And I know you got to have
vision.
And I know you don't mind joining the party at the Chocolate Mountain Show on the Galactic Patio getting down.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic slump.
And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Because that lightning, it powers everything. But if you do... Oh, I forgot to say, Acid Blondie, the sweet cigar. I don't smoke them, I just chew them. Acid Blondie, forgot to mention that. Oh, yeah. King was definitely a plant. I mean, he graduated from high school, in ninth grade? I mean, you know that, right? King was a child prodigy. He graduated high school, I think, in 8th or ninth grade, like 12, 13. He went to high school, started Morrison Brown. You know that about him, don't you? He was a child prodigy. I think he graduated from high school at 12. He graduated from Morrison Brown by 16, something like that. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. And so, I mean, like, it's funny when I was watching that about Roston. They made a thing about Roston and his input, his organization on how he did the March on Washington. And again, it was something stolen from the A. Philip Randolph. Malcolm describes it beautifully. He talks about going from one, it was supposed to, and what I had suggested, and not what the crowd did on election day. The idea of Philip A. Randolph, the Porter dude who had some successful union things with the Pullman Porters, but anyway, was to send so many people in Washington, it stopped the operating procedures of DC. That's what it was originally for. That was his idea. We send so many people to Washington, it's gridlock up there. Can't nothing get done because the people are up there. Occupying DC, nothing's getting done. That ain't what they did. It was very fashionable. They got their permits. They got so many signs. Like Malcolm said, they went from one dead place to the other, made a speech. It didn't cripple the city at all. Well, in a way it did. In a way it did. That's why when Farrakhan went up there with his fraud, and that was fraud. He handing out the basket for money and stuff. Now, come on. If that ain't, okay, it ain't fraud if you give it to him, right? This man is handing out like gallon baskets to get bread. What did it achieve? It didn't cripple the government. And this is the same government that promised the World War II veterans pension. And when they came back, none of that pension came. They went up to D.C., they went on the mall, made a shanty city, and MacArthur attacked his own men. He attacked his own men. Oh, let me give some love to the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and center. Sorry, I forgot that. Probably did it anyway. So, let me say up here, it is colder and skeptical about anyone they put. Exactly. Man, it's colder than the motherfucker up here, man. It's cold up here. Let me show you how cold it is. And we didn't get that much snow. We really didn't. We only got about maybe 2 inches at the most. But right now it's -5. It feels like it's -35. But up here, the streets ain't bad. I must say that. The streets are not bad up here, but it feels like the wind chill factor makes it feel like. So it's, we got winter up here. But, I'm not mad at it because it's not stopping the driving. We got a holiday on Monday, and look at these temperatures. It's going to get, this is today. Today is Sunday. Yes. Happy birthday, Molly. Love you, dear. My daughter turns 18 today. I'm going to text her right now. Where's the phone? I'm going to text my daughter. But you see how cold it is in this motherfucker. I'm going to text her. And again, that child support, when they graduate, it goes away when they turn 18. But, text my daughter. Because I know, what was that? I know my dad was happier than a motherfucker when I graduated. And I graduated in June, so when I graduated, his shit was over. I know that nigga was happy. That motherfucker was supposed to pay something like $60 a week. He would pay $20 a month, and my mother never did nothing about it. And he would send the money to me. I've told that story many times. Oh, okay. Well, we've had weather up here. Up north, it's snowing like a motherfucker. State Patrol reports over 200 crashes, 2 fatalists. Snow touches down in the Great White North. Minnesota roads saw over 200 crashes, at least 2 of them fatal as the snow of winter touched down Friday. There was 216 and 14 of them leading to injuries, 62 spinouts and 1 jackknife truck. Conditions were partially bad in southeastern Minnesota, where the heaviest amounts of snow fell. Southwestern Minnesota, yeah, they say in the city, my best friend Tony, he said ain't nothing up there hardly. 2 fatalities reported in snow icing conditions. This is way up. One happened in snowy icing conditions when a Buick crossed the center line and collided with F-150. A 76-year-old woman, wow, too bad. Then a 69-year-old man, yeah. Older you are, you don't survive the crashes too good. You don't survive the crashes sometime. You know, your body just can't take all that metal force. That's why I don't like to drive. I like to pogo around. You know what a pogo stick is and shit, you know, pogo around. I've got a gravitational wave pogo stick and shit. Yeah, a lot safer. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they got it down there. Look it down in Nebraska. These mugs got it. Oh, this is some bullshit. Some ad. Skip ad. Look at this down in... This is Nebraska. Oh, this is Ames, Iowa. They got 20 inches of snow down there, I think. Damn, we ain't got this much. Woo, look at that blowing. Look at it. Look at that. That's a good 5 to 6 inches, and it's coming. Wow, Lexington. I don't know where the hell that is. Somewhere down there. Valley, Nebraska. Ain't nothing in Nebraska but steers and queers. Yeah, remember that? Where that came from? Kansas. Damn. Wichita. Damn. I'm glad I'm not in Wichita. That shit missed us. It's a powerful storm, though. I called one of my teammates in Detroit. He's cool. My people in Battle Creek, Kalamazoo got about 7, 8 inches. Well, my cousins in Pawpaw, they got about 10. So, yeah. You know, people getting it. People getting it, y'all. Lucky it ain't you. Damn. It says, state has been minus 30 degrees. Wow. What does this shit say? This shit is crazy. What does this shit say? A lot has been made about extreme cold and dangerous wind chill impacting the United States, nearly because of possible minus 30 and wind chill possible during Saturday night's NFL playoff game. It was cold in the motherfucker. According to the National Weather Service, chills the Twin Cities will go from minus 10 to minus 20 to minus 30. Look at that. It's chilly. And you see, you can get this. You can get that. The thermal. Look at that. See, you can get a jacket that got the heater in it and shit. You see that? I got about 3 or 4 of them. I got that shirt, of course. That's why they show it. I don't got them ugly ass shoes, and I got that jacket. And my feet don't look like that. Oh, I'm sorry I ain't paid attention. Hey, Brad, what's happening? Did I give you love already, Brad? What's happening? Let's give it. I want to hear it. And you definitely got to have.
Got to have vision.
And please join us where we chill.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone, but if you do... Hiya, baby. And Big Stank. What's your question? Let's do your question first. What's happening? Did you see the story about finding 200 plus bodies buried behind? Yeah, I think Super Sly talked about that. I'll say down there. That's probably pretty common down there. And as Sly pointed out, it becomes state property. So the state buries them back there. The other thing would be to consider if the person, while incarcerated, gave his body to health, to where they could operate, do health shit. You can do that too. And you can get paid. So they can do that as well. But if neither is done, I say it's a state thing. And remember, Mississippi is a throwaway nigga state. So, that's why Mississippi did that. It's a throwaway. It's okay to throw away a nigga. Just bury him in the back. Because up here, it's only certain places you can bury niggas. Like up some of these jails, it ain't no county, ain't no land around them to bury motherfuckers. Like in Battle Creek, Michigan's, the county jail where the sheriff is, there's nowhere to bury people around there. So, of course, they don't. they'd have to bury him somewhere else. But these jails that's out in the boonies, and we know, how that is. So, who did I say? So big stank happening. And I know you got to have
vision.
And I know you don't mind getting down with it.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
But there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 Lightning alone. But if you do, take you higher. I got, who did I put the other day? I got Buffalo and I'm giving up 10. I'm giving up 10 and I'm taking Buffalo. Even switching to Monday night. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look at that because that's one of the ones I didn't get in. But is that one? I won on the other two though. I've got the let me see. Yeah, it was. Let me see. Miami was over, which I bet. Houston. Now, what was that score again? Was that over? Let's see. What was? Because I think. Let's see. Here we go. I think. No, that ain't it. I think I got the. Damn, I'm breaking the news. Look at this, y'all. I'm telling you, they dropping them. Alec Muser, All My Children actor. He's a soap opera actor. Best known for playing Dale Henry. Nobody knows about this motherfucker, but he was 50. The actor's fiance told her Instagram, why ain't you just get married at 50? Why you got to be engaged? To the love of my life, also includes photos. Today is the worst day of my life. We are so happy. He was born in 73. Acting credits include movie Grown Ups. Okay. Okay, what else? Pay tribute. What else? He also made appearances on Rita Rocks, Desperate Housewives. Okay, so the Beast. The Beast. If you don't think this is a sacrifice, I don't know what is. This is the biggest part of their sacrificial season. That's why they call this the new year. And we know this ain't the new year. We know what numbers they put in front of it. We know what the biorhythms of the world is. But this is blood for them. So that's blood for them. Running people all over, covering up the crime and burying the bodies. Yeah. Hey, Joey, thank you for. Yeah, I agree, no doubt. It's worse than that, probably. And I know you got
to have vision.
And I know you'll join us on the.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 alone because it is giving all the power to this place. But if you do. Man, it's this beast. Yeah, this beast is hungry. It is hungry. And there's, it's a lot of way it feeds, It's a lot of way this thing feeds. So understand the way it feeds. And understand this is feeding season. So you mugs, it was semi, you ain't hey, there's no such things as, 15 minutes. If you got a minute of it, they chalk that up as, you owe the beast. If you got a minute of fame, they chalk that up as you owe the beast. So, yeah, I mean, like I read, I read that book and I got to bring that book back out called, The Other Slavery, or not Alexander's book, but, when she really talks about what was done, like after the Civil War, like think about it. When I showed the video of the Devil's Punch Bowl, and these were people that supported the Union, but yet the Union betrayed them by letting enemies, march them in and systematically starve them to death. 20,000 people that was under Union control. So is this natural that they just go starve 20,000 people? Is that natural? Who would order that? Why would any Union people take these people in there? But again, when you could talk about genocide, because we saw that. We saw, and see, that's what I say, reparations ain't got nothing to do with slavery. it should come through Jim Crow, because there's a lot of the records for Jim Crow. See, there's not a lot of records for slavery. There's a lot more records for Jim Crow, and the heavy fines, because again, it was agreement like they've done with these industrial, owned, these private owned jails. They made an agreement with the jails to support so many people. Because what was done in 1901 or 1902, but from 1760 to about 1790, they was trading people like never before. No names, no paperwork, just giving niggas away left and right under the barrel of the gun. And so you have to say, why didn't these people fight to the death? Because that's really what it took. And then the federal government with Teddy Roosevelt came in like, okay, if you're gonna do this, you got to name, do the paperwork of all this. And W.D. Boys made a some kind of way. And again, he's bootleg, but still, he made a paper of copied how they did and what they did, and it disappeared under the National Security Acts. So, it's it's a lot of things to be considered. It's a lot of things to be considered. So. The Cleveland game, I mean, Flacco sucked. He's a statue anyway. I mean, he threw 2 pick sixes that made no sense. But I'll say this: the guy that the defense was really great. Cleveland just really needed a better quarterback, and that's Flacco's job was to throw it away. We saw that they let him shine, and they let him burn out. So that's all there was. We didn't expect that much from Flacco, not really. The young guy, he missed the touchdown. Stout, remember, he missed the touchdown. It was wide open. He overthrew it. He put that gun out there. So, and Houston's, man, they've one thing they've kind of tried to do down there. And if you really follow their team, they've always tried to get the quarterbacks. They destroyed Palmer. I don't care what anybody says. They destroyed him. That was a guy that had a lot of talent. Them dudes said they had to change everything about him and broke him. And tried to recreate him in their image. And they destroyed him. And it was allowed by the ownerships. It was allowed by the Players Association to destroy David Palmer. He didn't deserve it. And it's like, you draft me and then you don't believe in my skills. His agent did him a disservice, putting him in that situation and everything. I've got to get that out there. Because they do that to people. They destroy you. And then, they see... The good coaches, and this is at the base level of non-fixing. The good coaches, you take what you have and you put an offense around that. Now you can have a base offense. There's no problem. Like if you look at like what Grambling did when they ran that double wing offense, which is a very old offense. But he ran it with skilled positioning and them flankers. When he put them 2 flankers facing inside, or he'd put one and split the other one out. I mean, this ain't no very old offense. This come from that old wing team kind of shit. But it was effective because it was always counters, the threat of counters. Then you guys got these backs, these wings running middle screens. He was one of the first dudes to really set up that middle screen because them flankers was there. The double reverse was right there because if they just hand it. I mean, it's a very effective offense. So, we've seen ways to attack to score. And so my point is, we see when they don't try to score and we see when they try to fail. And, Flacco, he's a good one at failing. And that's why they let him play so long. He's a good one at showing how you fail. So that's all. Yeah, I don't talk about that shit. It does seem like that brother. I'll say that's James. It does seem like, it's time to pay the piper. You set up your own people. I mean, if you don't think you don't set up your own people, that's part of it. Your own people. When it's time for that blood, you be like, hey, they let you know. You just got to hold your breath until you find out who it is. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Like when there's mafia hits, and it ain't always killing the Don. But one of your guys about to get it. And you just hold your breath because, you don't really know which guy. Or even you still holding your breath because you don't know where he going to get it. And if you still got to fuck with him, you hope you ain't around him when he get it. So, that's kind of that thing, Same way with young Dolph. And I still want to get back with Jonathan, whatever your channel is. I mean, the book he made in 2021, I mean, he proved where, I think it's 21. I think it's that long again, conspiracy something. But anyway, he broke down where that year a rapper got killed every 45 seconds. So, rap is the most dangerous job that a brother can do in America. It is literally the most dangerous job, or being affiliated with a rapper. That's some of them, and remember what Drake said, I can keep these niggas around with a belt. And I see goofy niggas literally wearing their shit where the belt buckle show, like Elvis. Elvis wear outfit and the big belt buckle like, the world championship out of it. I mean, niggas really dress like that. Really? You really want to show your belt? So that's where your money is, around your belt? Rings is better investment than fucking belts. That shit's goofy to me. It's just super goofy to have your shit tucked in the front, showing your belt. And look, why are you doing that? This is WWE shit. All right? No matter what your belt's made out of, it's WWE shit. One time I had a belt made out of deers and shit. Bought it somewhere in Greensboro. It was a deer scene. Belt buckle. So you got whatever that shit's covered. Motherfucking belt buckle shouldn't be fucking showing. I don't give a fuck what it's made out of. It's solid gold. The shit should be covered under whatever the fuck you wearing. That's some hoe shit, but okay. I think that's some hoe shit, to be honest. I'm quantifying. Oh, somebody else died. Let's see what she did. Do we count her? Ruth Aston Taylor, first female television newscaster. Absolutely. See, the beast got her. She's 2,000 years old. Look at that. You got to add about 200 more years on her. Like, this is 1111. You see? She died. 110. She couldn't die in 2023. The beast wants her. So you don't think that this matters? But this is the way to go. You have a little part and you get to live to be 100. That's the way to go. You understand? That's the way to go. I mean, her karma is good in the motherfucker. She's like, hey, you motherfuckers, I ain't do nothing wrong. So, I only fucked a couple motherfuckers. I'm not really getting it. Oh, no. Oh, somebody else. Who the fuck is this motherfucker? Okay, here we go again. Pulitzer-winning TV critic. Is there such thing as a TV critic? Professional TV critic for the Washington Post for more than 30 years, was one of the leading voices in pop culture criticism. He was a critic of pop culture in the 80s and the 90s. Beyond, he won a Pulitzer Prize. That's a lot of bread. For criticism in the 88, his work. His death was made public on social media, so he died Saturday. So he did die in 24. This nigga was 79, okay? All right, 20 years. See? You see? When the beast gotta have it, the beast gotta have it. He don't look healthy in this picture. A TV critic, he was like the TV guy. He wrote the stories about, it's motherfuckers. But see, that's two people. Two people already. Yeah, and Tyreek Hill lost going home. They lost. Damn. So, damn, it says it's European, and you don't hear about Europeans. Man wrongly convicted of sexual assault gets $1.75 million after 35 years in prison. Damn. So they get them too. They get them Europeans too with bogus shit. Man wrongly convicted of sexual assault gets $1.75 million after 35 years in prison. Here's this dude, Hall, after his release in November. Michigan man who wrongly in prison for sexual assault is now getting a major payout. The office approved 1.75 for compensation. Lewis Wright spent 35 years in prison for sexual assault he didn't commit. The state exonerated and released him in November after DNA proved it wasn't him. It wasn't his skeet. Those are exonerated based on new evidence every year. They get that bread. Nothing can make up for 35 years. Maintain his innocence as being accused. Saw an 11-year-old girl in Albion. Okay, I spent some time in Albion. The Cooley Law Project found out they freed so many people. Okay, so he got off. He probably got fucked up in prison too for that kind of paperwork. Fucking with, 11-year-old? Ooh, I hate to see what happened to him all them 35 years. Damn, this is another motherfucker? Damn. God damn, Beast. This is our third this is third or fourth. Who's counting? This is somebody named, he was in Steinfeld, Peter Crombie. I didn't do him. Crazy, I didn't watch much Seinfeld. He died at 71. He had intestinal illness. He was 71. His ex-wife brought in the story. Thank you for wonderful memories. We hadn't communicated, blah, blah, blah. She hadn't talked to the mug and whatever. Why is she telling the story? Like, look at this. His ex-wife. Now, see, this is how you know he got knocked off by the system. Ex-wife confirmed the news. Why ex-wife? Like, if my mama's alive, if I die right now, I got a wife, so she's the first that's gonna talk about it, and then my mama's gonna talk about it, but not no ex-wife. Ain't none of my exes gonna be like, hey, well, did your husband die? Even if I wasn't even married to none of them, they ain't going to them asking them. Shock says my ex that died this morning. Why does she know? See, this is all a setup. This shows you it was a setup. We hadn't communicated. He was the type of person not complain because she says we hadn't talked since October 23. That ain't that long ago. They ain't talked in 4 or 5 months. That ain't shit. You know, I see my ex, one of them, I ain't talked to two of them in years. So, he threatens the voicemail to Seinfeld was his claim to fame. Texas, oh, he's a bit actor, but still. See? You don't think these are sacrifices. The beast is hungry. And whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. So, sports, all of it is, all of it, their game. Did we see, let's see the Pro Bowl. See if this is the Pro Bowl. Kelsey didn't make it. I had a whole shot of everybody. Kelsey, let's see. I might have to look this up. Yo, bullshit. Pro Bowl. All Pro. All Pro 23. What? This is okay. It came out today. Here we go. All right. This is the All Pro for 23 season. I don't want that shit. The quarterback is Lamar Jackson. The running back is Christian McCarthy. The fullback is Kyle Juszczyk. Tight end is Kettle, not Kelsey. Wide receivers are Hill, Lamb, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Left tackle, Trent Williams, San Francisco. Left guard, Joe Tunney, Kansas City. Center is Kelsey. Jason, though. Zach Martin, Detroit, is the right guard. Pete Wu is, I think he's number 58. He is the right tackle. Edge rushers, we got Myles Garrett, TJ Watts. Tackle, we got Aaron Donald. We got Chris Jones. Linebackers, Fred Warner, Raquan Smith, and Quincy Williams. DBs, we got Ronald Bland and Sauce Gardner, both well-deserved. Slot, we got Trent McDuffie. And safeties, we got Kyle Hamilton and Anton Winfield Jr., well-deserved for him. Place kicker, we got Brandon Aubrey. Yes, definitely. AJ Cole, yes. Kick returner, Keyscience Green, yes. Punt returner, definitely Rashad Shiad, I agree. And special teamer, Miles Kimbrough. So, remember I tell you, I've been saying Pro Bowl is what they try to hit you with. That ain't it. It's this. First, second, third team. You make any of them. It's most have bonuses if you make any of them. So Jefferson, I don't think played enough. But yeah, so I don't think the second team's been released. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the second team. Oh yeah, okay, it has. Let's see. I think. Yeah, I think second. Let me see. Where is this? Let me see. Okay. All right, second team. Sorry, I found it. Second team. Dak made All Pro. Kyron Williams. Fullback Patricia Ricard. This is second team. Sam Laporte. All right. Wide receivers AJ Brown made second team. Rams, the rookie Puka Nuka. He's a rookie. Brandon Isaac, San Francisco. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay. They had injuries, I'm guessing. Left tackle Tyron Smith. Left guard Tyler Smith, Dallas. Center Frank Ragu, Detroit. Right guard Chris Listrom. Right tackle Lane Johnston, Eagles. Ed Rusher. Mikal Parsons. Max Crosby, Raiders. Justin Marmaduke. Dexter Lawrence. Demario Davis, Bobby Wagner. Wow, right on Bobby Wagner and Patrick Queen. Cornerbacks, Jalen Johnson, the Bears. Carvarius Ward, San Francisco. Slot corner, Buffalo, Teron Johnson. Safeties, Jesse Bates, Justin Smith. Place kicker, Jake Elliott, my Eagles. Punter, Brian Aguilar, the Cowboys. Kick returner, Marvin Mims. I think we could have went a couple other ways. But anyway, punt returner, Darius Davis. I agree. Special teamer, Jalen Reeves Mabin. Definitely, I agree. Long snappers, Andrew Palu. Let's see. No, they do not have the third team. So they do not have the third team right now because there's 3 teams. But that's where the big bonuses are. It is not in the Pro Bowl. That's a exhibition that doesn't hold the weight of being all pro. I mean, it looks good. It looks good, but it's an invitational thing. So it's not as prestigious as being all pro. It's like being an all-star game. It's a lifetime privilege you have, but where you all pro. It's a different thing. That's all. Woo, that was a strong thing of tobacco. That's what it's all about. Oh man, my daughter got her hair cut off. And not really cut off, but substantially cut off. It's like, oh, okay. Hey, it's her own thing. That's her own thing. She went to the movies with her friend. Damn. Come on now. Okay, you guys don't think it matters. Here goes another one. You don't think it matters. They pick you from all over. Anna Nightingale, BBC's first female DJ. She dies at 83. And again, a nobody, but she had that fame. And whatever Lola wants, whatever Lola gets. Longest serving DJ. 2000 in against Brooklyn, longest serving female radio DJ. She broadcast for 23 years, maybe. Family statement, 70s, reflected career and impact. I didn't know niggas was, oh my goodness, she's ugly too. All right, enough of her. So the Beast took another one. What is that, 4 or 5? 4 or 5. So, the Beast is always hungry. And this is when it feeds. It's funny, I was listening to Stephen Smith talk shit about Jason Whitlock. And I'll tell you my feelings about Jason Whitlock easily. I don't think Jason Whitlock is a man. I think Jason Whitlock is a woman. Now, I'll say this. I did have a teammate that was 5'4", maybe 5'5". Stump probably, 240 maybe. But he was a tackle. Like, I was surprised they brought him in. He never played in the game. He hooked us up in D.C. because he was from there. And, that's the only person I could compare Jason Whitlock to. This dude obviously was on the scout team. He never played a game. He traveled, though. Yeah, you had to travel to go to D.C. So he got to travel. They liked him. He had a great personality. He worked hard. I don't think he ever played a game, but that's the only person. And I've seen pictures of Jason Whitlock when he was younger, and he looks like a girl, looks like a woman. They put a woman through, because again, he played at Kent State. Again, his size. So, and I was told. Now, this is, again, I was told, and I was glad to find it wasn't true, but I was told by a dude who lived under me that my friend got killed in Beirut when they attacked the people in Beirut, and that his head got blown off. But apparently that wasn't true, which I'm happy to find. But that's what a dude told me. Like, a dude knew him. Like, it was no doubt the dude that lived under me knew this guy. Because he's like, you talking about like, we just got to talking. Oh, he showed me a picture. And I'm like, I know him. This is Stump. He's like, yeah, he told me where he's from. So he knew him. He said he got killed during that time. And I only mention that because the apartment, let me see, second year of playing semi-pro football, working for the water department. Yeah, the second apartment, he moved out and I moved in that apartment when I came back. Yeah, and I ended up taking that apartment. But at the time, he moved out. And I've said this before. He came back to Greensboro and he had a layover. And so I'm just chilling because I think it was just my apartment. I think Bruce had moved out, so it was just my apartment at the time. But I was leaving. I was flying to Michigan, and they came in. It was him and his man. He was like, "Man, hey, can we? We need to crash. We got a car coming to get us in the morning. We going out of country." I'm like, "This is my guy. Yeah. I mean, this is the same guy, and I've told this story before. We was playing, literally playing just backgammon. I lived in an apartment in the back at the time. I was saying I took that apartment, but I was living in the one in the back. And we were literally like, and I told the story of both these, or at least one of the guys, the guy, we was like the guy to my left, him and Jeff, and I forget the guy who died. I forget his name. But anyway, the guy who died, he takes this young boy and like pimp slap him. We don't think nothing of it because it ain't got nothing to do with us. Like, I noticed he did it. Him and the boy had some words. He slapped the shit out the boy, and the boy ran across. And so the next thing we know, we're like playing, and I'm not playing. I'm just sitting there and we smoking weed, drinking. And the next thing we know is mama come out, and she's like, "Who's fucking with my baby?" And she's like 20 feet from us with a 12 gauge. And when she ran out, she was racking that motherfucker. And by the time she pulled it down, she was 20 feet in front of me and the four others. And when we all saw that, we dove in the motherfucking house and she shot at us. This chick shot at us and the nigga who did it was down. So we jump in the house. The guns happen to be like, when we jump in the house, like literally you hear them fucking pellets just hitting all around you on the floor. And we just literally jumped in the house to guns, and we like lit her shit up like the gauntlet. We didn't kill nobody, but we shot her shit up. She moved out. We was standing in front of her shit and on the side just shooting her shit up. And I guess it comes to a point where, you cause something and everybody getting it. Who's ever the fuck up in there getting it. And that's kind of how it was. And I don't think we hurt anybody, but it came from that. But that was my guy right there that he lived in that apartment before. And as far as I knew, I went to Michigan, they went to Beirut, and this cat said that he had died. Now I've heard since that he didn't. So that's good to hear. But that's the only person I can figure that Jason Whitlock would be like. And I saw his build and I saw Jason Whitlock's build. And Jason Whitlock looked like a woman that was able to pass for a man. So everything about him is artificial. They trying to make him famous again by even talking about him. And that's what they do. They want to give you props that you talk about him. You ignore people. When you ignore people, that's they're ignored. Oh, y'all see the Kevin Hart movie? It sucked. That Kevin. Oh, where's the shit at? Hold up. Let me get it. I guess I'll break it down. All right, I guess I was about to let this shit ride. It ain't gonna ride. All right, niggas, you know me. I do the movie things. I see movies. I got a bunch of posters. Y'all see what this shit says right here? I'm gonna put all these in frames. I'm gonna make a big wall. But this is The Beekeeper. Yeah. Damn, should I tell the story or should I spoil it? I want to say I was disappointed. Now, let me break it down. So, a beekeeper is outside the U.S. jurisdiction. They tell you. They say, we've created a unit that works on certain principles that goes about as a bee. And this unit is independent, but works for the Americans. All right? But it works for only Americans. They go around the world and do shit, but they only work for Americans. And they have a book that talks about the hive. And the thing the hive does is once the hive feels that the queen's offspring has made a fucked up offspring, it's time to eliminate the offspring. Okay, I'm getting too, I'm saying a lot without, okay, but that's the main point of the movie, is there is a government unit out there that works for the Americans that takes care of everything. Now, the movie starts, and this is like, nobody's this stupid. See, the premise was stupid. I'm gonna say that. The premise was stupid. So, Felicia Rashad is on her computer, and all of a sudden she gets a pop-up. Okay, y'all know. I've been on this screen for about 7-8 minutes, and ain't no pop-ups other than it says, where's the pop? It was one, but there's no pop-ups. All right? The story is in modern day America. The story is modern day America. All right? Modern day. I don't care how old you are. In modern day America, ain't really no pop-ups on your computer if your computer is fairly new. She gets a pop-up and she calls it and gets scammed out of a couple $1 million. Now, where did we just see somebody get scammed out of money and the person gets vengeful? Was that Equalizer? Where the person got scammed out of $300,000 and Equalizer finds out that, a terrorist just moving monies through this wine, this orchard business, right? Didn't that what we just saw in Equalizer? Somebody got scammed out of money and the Equalizer went and did justice on their ass, right? So she gets scammed and she kills herself. The girl from Magic Academy's Umbrella Academy, which I wonder about that person. But anyway, the girl from the Umbrella Academy, and she played in Hamilton, the play Hamilton, she can sing. That chick is the detective and the daughter. She's supposed to be a drunk. Why a drunk? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to spoil the fuck out of this. The screenplay was trash. And I mean literally trash. You took two themes from two other movies. And again, writer strike could be involved. You took two themes for two other movies. All right? You took Equalizer, somebody getting scammed. And remember when they killed John Wick's dog? Remember that? Remember that? Killed John Wick's dog, stole his car, and John Wick's does, retribution, retaliation, revenge. They used them two scripts. Equalizer, somebody got scammed. John Wick, they took his dog. Now, where's it at? I'll say I put him above John Wick. Fires fucking niggas up. The Beekeeper is above John Wick. He is not above the Equalizer, but he's definitely above John Wick. This nigga got stabbed once. He killed about 800 people. And I mean, like, he carried guns, but he didn't really need it. He fucked everybody up that came within 10 feet of him. He fucked them all up. Yeah, he's above John Wick. John Wick fell off a building. The beekeeper, yeah, he don't, man, he's smart about he's quiet and he's smart. And he can sneak around. John Wick ain't sneaky at all, and it bust him. Beekeeper, again, he's sneaky, and once he gets near you, he fucks up everybody in the building. I will put him above John Wick, but he ain't Equalizer, because the nigga got stabbed in the movie. But damn. I mean, I'm watching it and I'm like, wait a minute, how are you using John Wick where they killed his dog and then he kills everybody because you killed his dog? How you using that? That to me was poor. Again, writer strike, it could be. Now, action-wise, yeah, that's shit. It's that shit. You talk about the motherfucker like he blows the first building up where they originally got scammed. He blows that $1 billion building up like a motherfucker. He kills 4 people, and they just killed in the building, and he blows the motherfucker up. That's his first strike against this group. And what we learn again, the head of this group, he fucks up another level of it. He finds another level. The government's starting, and he finds out that this rich dude's daddy died, okay? The rich dude's daddy died, but his mama is the president, female president. So he got this technology, this mining technology on how to scam older people out of money, get their information. So he uses something he used, and they talk about this with Obama. You can look up Obama, the way his people was able to take the digital information against different areas and effectively make them vote for Obama. I mean, it's very similar, that idea, if you remember that. But they use it, and the dude is like saying he's making $9 million a week or some shit, $9 million a month off all this business. He's making crazy money. But again, he scammed the wrong one, and that wrong one is coming from his ass. And she's married the ex-CIA chief. So the ex-CIA chief goes to his people in the CIA, and they bring an old actress. I can't even remember her name right now, but they bring an old actress back, and she's the CIA head. And she's like, well, it's a beekeeper. Because when he finds out, the CIA guy, his stepfather's like a beekeeper. Oh, he's like, motherfucker, you dead already. Ain't nothing I can do about it. That's what he tells him. And it reminds you again of the same scene when he tells him about, what is the boogeyman? Remember the Russian boogeyman? It's the same scene. What? You fuck with him? Remember they called him the boogeyman in Russia? It's identical. He's like, hey, no, you's the dead mother. It ain't his child anyway. It's the spoiled stepson, which they've all made money on. But it's funny. It's again, poor writing. It's the same shit. And predictability, nobody can do anything about stopping that motherfucker, the beekeeper, to getting in their ass. And he goes and kills the young boy and then retreats. He kills one dude who says he killed a beekeeper but lost his leg. He looks like, now this is a real thing. This dude looks like an animal. Like he literally looks like an animal. Like a, do I want to say, I don't even know if a chimp. I don't even know. More like but I mean, this European cat he looked like an animal. I mean, really, he looks very animalistic, like an animal. I mean, very whatever the fuck, but okay, you can look at that yourself. And so, he fucks up the Secret Service. He fucks up all the black ops, and he just gets stabbed and he kills the young boy and the president gets saved, but he kills that motherfucker. And then he escapes in the end. He's got a sub waiting for him. But I mean, it's such a foul copy. Now, action-wise, I love him. He is better than John Wick. He's smarter than John. He's like Denzel smarter. John Wick ain't smart. It's like he can't hide anywhere. He's loud, all his actions. He falls off buildings. He gets hit by cars. This dude is small. He's smart. He's tactical. And once he get near, there's nothing you can do. An army ain't gonna stop this one dude. And I've said, one of the best movies I ever saw, and I have not been able to see this movie again. I don't know if I was out of junior high. I don't remember how old I was. But there's a movie where it's about, I don't know, it's a small force. And this small force fucks up all these dudes on these hills. And the martial arts movie shows them in black and white. I always thought it was Sonny Chiba, but it ain't him. And it ain't the shit they made, the Magnificent. No, it's not that shit. It's a small army, maybe 10 or 12 of these motherfuckers, and they show them go from hill to hill to hill to hill to hill, and they fuck this whole army up. And at the end, they stand at the far hill and they look back at the hill where they started. And it's like 4 or 5 of them left. And they done beat a whole army. It reminds me of that kind of guy. You know, it's like a little of them. And again, it's everybody sword fighting. But if anybody knows what that movie is, it ain't Sonny Chiba. I always thought it was him, but it ain't him. But it's a movie where it's a small amount of Japanese or Chinese, I forget. But the shot when they come up to this hill, because they whoop ass the whole movie, this crew. And they are facing an army. And they show them literally go from hill to hill to hill to hill and beat them all. Like it's like they all wait till they come up on their hill till they act. They don't run from their hill to kind of help their people. They wait for them to go from hill to hill. And then at the end, they pan all the people they've killed. And that's how it ended. I don't think any of y'all ever saw that. I don't remember the name of that movie, but that's what it reminded me of. I mean, his skill level, his skill set was like, yeah, he's above John Wick. Because he's stealthy, you know. He's stealthy like Denzel. Denzel is the straight up stealthiest. He don't want to be loud about nothing he do. And John Wick tried to sit back, but again, you know, he had a car. You know, the car was going to bring attention. He forgot about that. And them cars is worth 100 and something thousand. He ain't think nothing about it. So Beekeeper, you know, again, you seeing John Wick, Equalizer, 3.5. Action, if you like action, you'll like it. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I'm saying that I was very disappointed in the story. That's all. It's nothing new. It's some shit I saw before. And let me tell you, that shit was $35 motherfucking dollars, because you know I don't go see anything but that IMAX shit or whatever they call it. $35 fucking dollars to just see that, and the chairs was rocket chairs. They ain't even had recliners in this motherfucker. Oh, they're my man from the SIP, my homeboy, because that's where my people come from. Lorenzo D228, what's happening?
Got to have vision.
And I know you don't mind getting down with us on the Galactic Patio doing the
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic swap.
And you know there's only one rule.
Don't touch my
Leave that F-150 lightning alone, because there's power in this whole joint. But if you do, I will take you higher, baby. You know this. What's up, Big Pontiac? Forgive me. I just thought watching the making of the Budweiser What's Up commercial. Oh, they're bringing that sound effect back. They definitely are bringing that sound effect back. Chris Mathis, did I give you a welcome? What's happening, Chris Mathis? We'll do it again if I haven't. And I know, be up.
Got to have vision.
Will you join me?
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmic.
And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
Leave that F-150 alone if you do. And you know what they say about me. What they say about me.
And every time I'm seen, I got to be clean.
What is that, Melly Mel?
And every time I'm seen, I got to be clean.
What is that, Melly Mel?
I'm seen, I got to be clean.
Yeah, you know this. This soft polo bear. uh, damn, my cousin left his estate to 6 relatives, but only one cousin worth 30 million received inheritance. That how it tend to be, which is sadly messed up. His father was sent to prison. Now CJ Stroud is a record-breaking quarterback. Why would you put that in there? I don't get that. Why would you put that in there? You know, that is so negative. That's that passive aggressive shit. That passive aggressive shame and shit. Amita Applebein, you gotta put me on. Amita Apple. Do you niggas just sing? I just sing all the time. Talk about the games today. The games was boring blowouts. Yeah, I agree. Flacco was horrible. And what I didn't understand is they had a good running game. And so Flacco didn't have to be Superman, but yeah, it was Flacco. You know, you can't look anyway. You know, those two. But what was this again? Pick six backs to back like they did the other day? No, it was just Flacco had to pick six at inopportune times where they really didn't need it. The defense was keeping them in the game. They was holding them tight, and then he throws the pick sixes, and because they got Stroud a couple times, they got to him in the first half, but Flacco again, he's a statue. So once they come after him. And Cooper, you could see like that first pattern he ran. When you're a heel, when you can't plant, it's hard to run. It's hard to be a pass receiver because everything you do is, is planting. Misdirection, you got to plant one way or, because that's the receiver. If you just one dimensional, you can't really do that. It's easy for a DB to cover you. When you hurt. Like I was trying to show that play when Miami, remember this, and I was trying to share this. Number 45 got hurt. He was limping and didn't come out the game. Did y'all remember that? Number 45, and it didn't transfer to my phone, but I'll try to get it to transfer later. Number 45 got up limping and didn't call timeout and go out, or injury timeout, just sit there. He stayed in the game. And they ran that back crossing or the flanker crossing where it was his guy. This nigga can't run. Everybody in the country just saw him get up. He could barely walk. He didn't go out. Number 45. And I'm going to try to show this video if I can release it later because I did make that video. And they went right at him. And when the crossing where he should have went with him, he couldn't run. So why didn't he just sit down and go out? Give your team a timeout. Give them a rest. And you see the play. It's his man. He made no effort to get him. He's just like, so. But making the playoffs is a nice little bump. Every game you win is a nice bump. Incentives, it all that hits. All that hits. You make these catches, you make these runs, you make these passes. This is extra bread, baby. So, the script is written for who it's written for, and it's how you get repaid. This is how they think of you. That's all. So, but yeah, I had Miami. So I went 1-1 tonight, and then Buffalo got changed into Monday. And, Kansas City, what was the score? Let's look that score up. Sports. It's got to be right here. Come on, you guys suck. Let's see. Okay, we know you play, but who's this fighting? Unified. Okay, I might have to check that out. I heard Brown was gonna play. Then again, I read something else that he might not play. So we'll see. You guys suck. You gave me the scores for tomorrow, but what about the freaking scores yesterday? NFL playoffs, you dumb fuck. Come on, give us scores. Oh, here we go. So we're looking at Miami. Okay, so the over and under. So yeah, I don't think I'm just tripping and making shit up. Let's look at this. So this was 35? I hit. Damn, I didn't realize that. Yeah, I hit on that. Yeah, that's 35. Oh, no, I fucked up. I did not hit. I'm wrong. I did not. I was wrong. I put over, and that was under. Definitely under there. Houston, what was that? I got hyped for nothing. I got hyped for nothing. It's like, dang, where's... No. I need playoff scores back. No. Where the playoff scores at? Oh, okay. I did hit. Yes, I said over. So I'm wrong. It's 26. Okay, that's 33. Ah, wow, 43. And so I said that was over. Okay. Did I? What about this other game? Houston. Yeah, way over. I put under and it's 44.5 and Houston hit 14 by themselves. Okay. Yeah, but they covered. So Houston covered. So both teams covered because what would they give up? Oh, I picked. They was giving Miami gave up 3. So we'll see tomorrow night where we're at. Why is so much goddamn wires? I don't know what to do. Okay, here we go. All right. So I enjoyed it, and then one less game tomorrow. So the games is later in the day tomorrow, so get a little, time to do something else besides the games. Yeah. Oh, Baker Mayfield is hurt. I didn't hear that. What did Lorenzo say? I was surprised about the Chiefs' victory over the Dolphins, but didn't see the Texans doing what they did to the Browns. I kind of did. I thought Houston played well, and I knew Flacco wasn't that great. What's up? The 8th Flacco went 4 for 2 in the Browns, and the total score was 45, and they slapped the 59 in there too. Good point. And what is happening, B. Brown? Thank you for joining. And I know you definitely got
to have vision.
And I know you don't mind joining that galactic patio and coming on in.
Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the talk.
But there's still only one rule.
Don't touch my...
Leave that lightning alone. And I will take you higher. Let me forget, again, Jared Mayo got the job up in... if I didn't talk about this, I thought I talked about this the other for Thursday night, Friday morning. Jared Mayo got the job. So, whoa, I don't know what this is. Jared Mayo got the job if I didn't bring that up. I went 1-1 too. It could have been 2-0 if it knew the Texans wasn't going to lose because Texans-Brown all-time series is 7-7, Houston 77. They hosted Natty earlier this week. That's a good point. I thought about that too, that they had hosted the championship. Look at this bullshit. Leave your partner satisfied, even if you're over 50. Well, we're over 50, but nigga, I am satisfied. I don't have to talk about this shit. I just live it, man. I just live it, baby, and I hope y'all live it too. Oh, so we got to go see the Book of Clarence. I want to go see that too. And I only want to see that shit on the big screen because the rest of that shit, I feel cheated. Damn, this is debauchery. Woman accused of searching for kill methods before the death of the boyfriend's daughter. Damn, you look like a little girl yourself. What did you do? Was accused of poisoning her boyfriend's toddler? Damn. Just why did you take the nigga back? Why did you have to poison the baby? To death made suspicious online searches the month before the tragedy. Alicia Owens faces 20 years old charges of criminal homicide, attempted homicide, and aggravated assault in a child with the death of a 1-year-old. Damn. After ingesting fatal levels of acetine. Yeah, we got to read it all. This is debauchery at its finest. Law enforcement learned that the months preceding the death, Iris had ingested numerous water beads along with button-shaped batteries and a metal screw. Wow. Later discovered Miss O, the girlfriends, had made online searches for beauty products that are poisonous for children and medications leading to cause of accidental poisonings. They spanned, wow. This case is heartbreaking. It's hard to fathom. Damn, very hard. I was responsible with the father in her home. She was treated at the hospital, succumbed to organ failure. Wow. Damn. Wow. Like what makes you so hatred? Why did you take him back? If you hated that child and you took it out, why did you take him back? If this put that much hate in your heart, why did you take it out on the baby? Because obviously y'all was together while this baby was born. And you took it out on the wrong person, honey. You took it out on the wrong person. And so, to hurt someone the way you was hurt, really? You wanted to hurt him the way you was hurt when the baby was born. It didn't work. Yeah, we're casting you where you go. She going where she going. So, wow. That is a double wow, y'all. That is a double wow. I seen, you seen Promise for the Book of Clarence? Yeah, I'm going to go see it. Damn, this is another one? Damn. Beast is killing me. Why another one? Golly, this is what, 6 today? Okay, let me see how long. Okay, 1 day ago. So this is fresh. This is fresh. I don't think I did this one. Whoops. Okay, here we go. April Ferry, costume designer, Big Trouble in Little China, Rome, Game of Thrones. Got it at 91. Game of Thrones. She was Oscar nominated, Emmy winning costume designer. Okay, she received some shit, My best little whorehouse in Texas, which was really funny. That was really funny. Big Chill, look, all this shit. And they got her. You see, this is 6 people that we showed that succumbed to the beast. And what is it, the 14th? Yeah, it's my daughter's birthday. So, whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. She takes them out. Ain't no future in your front. Ain't that what my homeboys say? Shine them up good, moving through my neighborhood. That was the most nastiest lines ever said. Shine them up good, going through my neighborhood. That's it. Oh, that is it. That is it. That is that vibe, Even on this snowy night, you got one of them rides and you got that rubber down and you just like, hey, no matter what this storm does, I'm pushing through this shit. Damn, wait a minute. I don't know what this thing is, but okay. I guess we count this. The beast it's no country. It's all over. So this is 5 hours ago. Here we go. TikTok food community is mourning the news of Chief Chef Yamanda Davis, a beloved cooking creator. 67. That Davis died. His cause of death was type of throat cancer. Davis' son, tribute. Davis is known, some bullshit. He did some more bullshit and he got famous doing some bullshit. So this is a TikTok person that got famous and they took out. So he was a chef and he got a little fame and they took this motherfucker out too. You see how it works? Magenda. Yeah, so y'all see? Kind of see how it works? Can I show that? Let's see if they'll let a pimp show that. Let's put this. I need it. Do you guys sing? I be like, man, I sing all day, every day. Like, retry, nigga, damn. I don't know if y'all I sing all the time. I mean, like when we got married and I started, they hit that David Oliver, I want to write you a love song and I'm singing this to her. This is one of my all-time favorite. And I've said before, my all-time favorite song is probably Angel by Anita Baker. I mean, shit. Only you can do it good. Only you can do it. Only you can do it good. Only you can make it right. That shit is pimpy music. But yeah, David Oliver's Write Your Love Song is some shit that just puts some shit on your mind. Oh, here we go. Might be able to show this shit. No, it won't. Yeah, there we go. This is watching Nick and Morty. This scene is all magenta. So why do again? When I look at Western occult in anime, The same thing has to go in this. Why is this necessary for this whole scene to be magenta? I mean, what are they telling us here? What is the, because some people get hypnotized by animation, like, what is this telling us? Why? Why is this necessary? We've changed from emerald green into the magenta, but why is this magenta necessary? You dig? Because this is all, subconscious shit. They're trying to put this in your subconscious. So I want to throw that out there to y'all. I sing because I'm happy. Oh yeah, definitely. Famous fisherman died too. A famous fisherman died. Okay, I wasn't hip to that. Is this? Yeah, right here. I think I can show this. Yeah, right here. Yeah, let me show this. This is shit I'm talking about right here. Yeah, let me keep showing it. I don't know. Can I make this full screen? Probably. Okay, watch this. Watch him not guard who he's supposed to guard. Watch this. Look. He can barely walk or he faking. It's either he can barely walk or he faking. Timeout, you sit down. It's a timeout if you sit down. You ain't seeing this. Your coordinator ain't seeing he can't move. And look at number 4. Number 4 is to our left. Yeah, number 4 is to our... No, he's in the slot. Yeah, he crosses. He's just a simple cross. Look at 45. You see where 45 was? Nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. So... we saw how fake that was. So, okay. Thank you. Oh yeah. So we saw how fake that was. But the magenta thing, why? They always ask why. Huh. Yeah, I can always love me. All right, let's love me some more. It's a love me picture, 1,000 stories. I've showed this before, but I want to show it again. Buck McNeely. Oh, okay. Well, let's look that up. We can wait on my story. This is, oh. Buck McNeely. Okay, I'll look that up. But this is love me picture again, When I say how much my vertical was, both this cat's took quite a bit taller than me. He's 6'4", 6'5". This guy behind him is 6'7". And I'm like in the ass. And I've told the story before. I'm gonna put together something, make stories from Kalamazoo, And like both of these jerseys are so like this, really. If you really look at both styles, even though my jersey's tucked in, it gives the illusion of being untucked because it's a solid pattern. And Bo Tatum that played for Marquette designed these, and they wore just like that. They wore the style where they were untucked. We wore the style where it was one flowing pattern. Because that's how the untuck really was. They kind of broke at the stomach here, and they flowed like this. So they're both inspirations, and I have that jersey in my closet. And the first time I wore this jersey, I scored 30. And my last game, this is my last high school game, I scored 24. So it wasn't me. Like I talked to my partner, and my partner, like I let him down because I knew I had a football scholarship. Like, nigga, my last game, I had 24 points, 10 rebounds, and I had 6-7 assists. So, it wasn't, you can't just say that shit that I gave up because I had a football scholarship. Nigga, I put my ass into this shit, you gig, So, yeah, that's just a little ego going. Okay, I can deal with this. Cool. I gotta pee, so I'm gonna have to show a video or some shit while I go pee. Let's see. Okay, Buck. Let's see that. Spell that shit. Buck. That should have probably come up. Is that how you spell it? No. Okay. Wait, right there? No. Let's see. MCN. Okay. Yes. Thank you. There's another one. We count. We counting for the beast. Buck McNeely. Thank you, James Gant, for giving me this. Thank you. The famous fisherman. Thank you, James Gant. Thank you for, okay, so this is another one where the beast won. He's a year older than me. I'll be 63 this year. He died in his sleep. Buck McNeely, host of the popular Fish Adventures. Again, how many people see this shit? Died on Sunday. He was 63. Passed away in his sleep. What does that mean? Words cannot begin to describe, blah, 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 blah. Better role model. Nigga catching fish. Probably put him back too when he caught him. Even though Buck gone, the show would go on. Duh. Oh, 13 years. Okay, that's another thing. His father was in the Air Force. His family was stationed in the Philippines. Buck was in elementary school coordinator. He found a love for storytelling, multimedia in college. Okay. My dad, multimedia. He hit multimedia same age as me, so it ain't been that long for him. But he just was able to show this fishing shit. Outdoorsman. Okay, he was on a bunch of local stations. 40 years. I guess he would kill shit in the fields, birds and shit. Okay. So another one. That puts us up to 8 and 9 for the year. I mean, like, this is just today. Again, you can't have, whatever Lola wants, Lola gets, y'all. This is like 9 or 10 celebrities to just today. Just today. So this shows you, absolutely what we talking about. This shows you what we talking about. So, man, I feel so good. I mean, y'all just don't understand. I got to pee, though. So I'm thinking about, what Smith said? Me. Ain't that how Smith put it? Me. I'm a me for a second, if you guys don't mind, while I go pee. Okay. A little slow there, buddy. Oh, man, I was watching this thing on Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was a motherfucker. Now I saw some bullshit about Larry Holmes. I want to do some fight things because Larry Holmes didn't beat Ken Norton in that first fight. I rewatched that shit the other night, and he definitely didn't beat him. All right, I'm going to put some shit on, Yeah, it'll be on long enough so I can go piss. So, sorry for my crudeness, but let's check this shit out while I go use the bathroom.
This motherfucker.
Okay. I like that too. All right, this is old me, but old me while I go pee. Timberwolf hats, Eagles hats. I wear the Negro League hats. Vikings, Eagles. So I wear Vikings, Eagles. PJ sent me a Grizzlies hat. I do have a Braves hat, but mostly I just wear Timberwolves, Twins, Eagles, Vikings. That's pretty much what I have the majority of. However, gangs do. It's interesting. Gangs take this stuff for themselves. And it's like, if you go to certain areas, this has more meaning than just the regular fan having a hat, which I don't know how, but I thought this was interesting, so I wanted to share this. All right. The Dodgers and Pirates are among a handful of teams that hats adapted into gang culture, affording them spots on our list of most gang-affiliated hats. Whereas Dodgers blue cap with letters L and A stitched in its front panels, or a solid black with distinctive letter P shining in gold hue. Chances are these hats and the teams they represent. Yet the two emblems, along with a handful of others, represent a whole other affiliation. The Dodgers and Pirates are among the handful of teams that have had hats adopted to gang culture, affording them spots on our list of affiliated gangs. It's all in the hat. The baseball cap is one of the most popular ways to show one love for a team sport. The seemingly subtle bit of accoutrement is clear sign of loyalty for a team that is slightly more involved than the casual fan. Gang members, however, aren't exactly pronouncing their loyalty to a team when they rock one of these babies, nor are they riding some local bandwagon. In their eyes, the team logo have crest of the cap has little to do with sports and everything to do with repping a set. They're controlling, they've taken something that's already means something else and turning it into something of their own. Most notorious gangs that claim sport team logos to signify who they roll with, and often they will do that, will die for. So without further, the 10 most affiliated hats. Now, I'll say this. I mentioned before, I went to Chicago for about 25 years, every weekend. Living in Michigan, almost every weekend, I worked in Chicago reffing games. And like Gary was where the Vice Lords was. And Gary, again, it's like you go a few miles, the hat one way or another means something. And so we'd always wear no hats or wear a hat going straight. But normally it's just I wear old hat, maybe I wear a Kango or something like that. So Chicago was kind of the hats definitely meant something. So, but the Seattle Mariners, worn mainly by the Crips, especially the LA Rolling 60s. The reason why they've taken it is the Rolling 60s Crips set prefers the Mariners shade of blue as well as the S for 60s logo. Now, who would have thought that? That somebody just said, well, that blue stands for us. Oakland A's, worn by the almighty Ambrose Nation, Chicago. Orchestra Albany, Chicago. Spanish Cobras, Chicago. Reasoning: the A's represent Ambrose and Albany, while the team's green matches the Spanish Cobras colors. I did not know that. Everybody knows this has been very old. Folk Nation, Chicago. Georgetown Hoyas. Folk Nations, Gangster Disciples, Black Disciples. Hoyas act as acronym for Hoover's on your ass. Pays homage to the gangster disciple Larry Hoover. However, also organized purchasing all-encompassing Folk Nation, which includes the Black Disciples among the Chicago area. Yeah, this has been for a long time. And this is one I did not know. This is what I wear the most. My last name starts with an M. Worn by Maniac Latin Disciples out of Chicago or the Crenshaw Mafia Gangsters, LA. The M logo stands for Maniac or Mafia, representing these two gangs. I did not know this. 49ers, Notorios, a Northern California gang, or Stone Freaks. The 49ers red is gold, representation of Northern Notorios. The interlocking SF logo is supposed to disrespect rival gangs, as Notorios commonly refer to them as scraps or sewer rats. The SF stands for Chicago Stoned Freaks. Wow, did not know that. The Pittsburgh Pirates, worn by the Latin Kings. That's probably everybody knows this, or the Peru Bloods in LA. Black and gold Yankee hats used to be a staple among the Latin Kings, but recently the Pittsburgh Pirates fit has become more prominent. The P logo makes a more obvious match for the Perus. Now this one I really didn't know. Worn by the People Nation Chicago, Folk Nation Chicago, the Bloods LA, Hoover Criminals LA, Pure Tango Blast Houston. People Nation represents the Astros because of the A's 5-point logo, a star which symbolizes the gang. Rival Folk Nation, their main symbol is the Star of David, which has 6 points. It also takes the Astros logo because the star is broken, which is a dig at the People's Nation. Thankfully for these gangs, New Era makes different colorways of the hat. Folk Nation takes the blue-hued iterations, ensuing any confusion on who's who. The Hoover Criminals have adopted the retro version of the hat, which features distinctive and Hoover-worthy H in the old Western typeface. Pure Tango Blast naturally takes the hat because of the hometown Houston affiliation. The modern Scarlet color Astro hat plays into the Bloods colors. Chicago Bull, worn by the Bloods nationwide. Peace Stone Nations. Peace Stones, Black Peace Stone Nation, Chicago Vice Lords, People's Nation Chicago, and the Mickey Cobras Chicago. Keystone Nation and the Bloods got creative with their acronym here, with Bulls standing for Boy, You Look Like a Stone. Bloods usually live life strong, smart. Mickey Cobra's People Nation, the Vice Lords all endorse the red and black color scheme of the Bulls. The Bloods, specifically LA Cedar Block, Peru. Reason is, despite popular thinking, the Bloods' usage of the red hat isn't that widespread. Popular by Lil Wayne and his Blood sympathies, he raps, I am grown-ass blood, stop playing with me, is good. And also The Game, who from LA. The hat has became universal identifier of the Bloods, but that wasn't necessarily the case in practice. In reality, the Reds hat and the C is limited to the LA Cedar Block set of part rules. Okay. We have the Dodgers, worn by the Crips of LA, which, okay, Serranos, Southern California, Latin aspects nationwide, and gangster disciples. The Crips and Serrano, all about the Dodger blue. The interlocking LA makes the hat the perfect choice for Latin aspects. The Dodger embezzled version of the hat makes a gangster disciple selection. I did not know this. I did not know it was this serious. All right. Thank you to my other self. Thank you. That was pretty good. I let that go. I had to piss. I'm coming on this motherfucker looking smooth like Donny Hathaway. Back together again. Shit, Donny Hathaway. Back together again. You and I. Oh, shit. You know, I get into it, man. I want to get into it, man. We come here and have fun. You know, express yourself. And that's what it is. We express ourselves. And that's just the best way to be. Express yourself. Have an outlet. Don't hold it in, you know. Don't hold in that loneliness. Don't hold in that despair. Always have someone to talk about it. You know, have a friend. That's what friends are for. You know, I keep a small target. You know, I keep a small, I'm sorry saying target, but I keep a small circle. You know, I don't let a lot of people in around me. I just already know who I am. You know, if you're not family, you're really not around. You got to be, you know, coming through here through family to be really around me. I just don't invite that anymore, especially the way the age I am now. You know, I put people that, you know, I really, that's part of the family. And, you know, a good thing about being an elder, and the good thing about being an elder and being a man, that, you know, for a lot of young people, you know, really, I was somebody solid they could look up to. And I had to say, you know, I had to go off one night on people, you know, in my neighborhood. And, you know, they got to see a different side of me that it was like, oh, it's like, yeah, you know, we all can get taken to that point of multiple, you know, of disrespect. And it's like, really, what is this? You know, like what is you willing to do on off how you feel, and you done got me in this mood. So what's the next move? You know, as I said, you know, I go places, I'll be the most dangerous motherfucker in there. I'll be like John Wick. But you know, I ain't fucking with nobody, you know. But that's how you should be, you know, really. It's like you should be the most dangerous, the most quiet though. That's the way it is. The most quietest person should be the most dangerous. You just looking, you know. And of course, you put yourself as being a man, or however, you know, you're being a man, and how your role of being a man is, and the way things unfold in front of you, and how you handle them. I guess that's what it is. And there's certain things that I think all of us could be set off about, and it's like, shit, motherfucker set me off. I'm like, yeah, okay. We gonna see what's gonna happen to y'all. Keep it up. It's pretty much like that. Keep it up. You fuck with the wrong people. And that's a lot of people, you know, want to bully and threat. Yeah, okay. You done met a wall. That's what Stonewall Jackson said. Don't waver. Give them the shit, you know, put it on them. Stand here strong. Analyze what's going on around you. Now up here they talking about the slippery roads, which they kind of was for. They was putting, when I took my daughter Monday to Baton, or Tuesday, they was putting shit on the roads preparing for the storm. It was some kind of clear liquid because they had the highway block, but they was rolling block. So they was applying something to the roads. It was some kind of chemical they was putting. I hate driving by that kind of shit, but I know that's what they was doing because they was rolling. It was like, it really wasn't blocked off because where they was rolling, you just couldn't get behind them. That mean they spraying shit. So I don't really like driving by that kind of shit. You know. Where's the shit? What did I do with it? Oh, here this shit is. Man, we went and looked at this motherfucking house. This house is kind of near a little lake. And, I mean, it wasn't bad. Now, one thing, like, I'll point out to you. Like, in this room, okay, this is, I guess, granite, maybe. But this shit up here wasn't granite. Like, they didn't follow. And this shit over here wasn't granite. So the granite didn't follow but this island. So this is a very new thing. So, you know. Now, natural light is kind of sucks because what they did is, okay, this is like a bigger room, and probably later they put this room out there. But this room out here ain't heated. And it wouldn't be hard to heat it, but I'm saying right as it goes now, it's a 3-season porch. It's not all year, which is stupid. Why would you build a room on your house and, you know, you can't enjoy it? That makes no sense. So this room ain't heated. The basement had the built-ins. I think this is a wood burning stove. I don't know if it's gas. I think this is the big bedroom. That shit's all dated. You see that shit? That shit's dated like a motherfucker. The shower was dated and had to be replaced. It had a hot floor though. The floor was warming, but the way the closet was in the bathroom. And it was like shit that was kind of dated, but the heated floor was nice. So we looked at this motherfucker. We considering it. I love the location. Beautiful location. We went to look at another house after that. My wife liked that one a lot more. I like this one. The other house had a fenced-in backyard, but didn't have any trees in it. And not like none at all. Maybe in the front, but it was like 4-level house, which reminded me very much of a Chicago type of house, you know, where it'd be the different levels and shit. A bunch of rooms, clever stuff, but the people, now check this out. Now, my mother was like, the pipes. Now, you know, my background, I worked for water and sewer for 3 years, so I know about pipes. And my mother's like, well, you sure the pipes wasn't leaking for condensate? This is a mistake. So you get to look at the mechanics. You go in these people's houses, you get to look at these mechanics. And we looked at the heater, and the heater was, the house was built in 1992, had the original heater. Which, I mean, it could be a great heater, but why, you know, that's the first thing. I'm like, I'm not buying this shit unless you replace that. Or you say that this will pay for it if that one fails. But anyway, but the biggest thing and this is how people get used to shit, and I don't understand why they didn't fix it. They had a pipe. And the pipe had, if you ever seen them gallon ice cream plastic jugs with the handles on it, you know what I'm talking about? You know, the half-gallon ice cream, and afterwards you got the thing with a top on it that's got a handle. It was one of them, but maybe a half-gallon, but one of them kind of things, and it was catching the water off this pipe. And this pipe had been leaking for a while because it must rust because the water heater, the salt container, the salt reservoir was right under it, and you could see where it had got rust on it. But this shit was like so full of this water that you can look in your eyes and see it's leaking, where it was about to spill over, like to really splash like that area. It was like full of like a half pound of water. So it's like, oops, you forgot about that. So that house I didn't mind, but it was like a lot of different rooms that none of them were really big. But it's closer to where my daughter goes to school. Real close to her school. So the other one is in Lakeville. So we'll see. And we can get either one, but I don't know. I like the first one. My wife liked the second one. I like the area of the first one better. But so everything. And, you know, it's no hurry either. So it was kind of cool. So, yeah, I showed that little bit of, you know, trying to do business, and that's what it's all. Yeah, Brad. Thank you for joining, Brad. I don't think I gave you a And to be up this late, you definitely got to have
vision.
And hope you don't mind. Join us on the Galactic Patio doing the. Would you like to dance with me? We're doing the cosmics. Ooh, I love that part. And there's only one rule.
Don't touch my truck.
And if you do. But it's funny about homes, especially about up here. It's like the house I just showed you was kind of, and both houses we saw were kind of for the square footage, because if this house is like, what is this house? This house is 3,600 square feet. This house was 3,600 square feet. They had one room that was just storage in the basement that could be another full bedroom, and it was piped in for a bathroom. So it's really a big room that could be turned into a big bedroom in the basement. It was like so it was like really a lot of promise, I thought. But it's like that house is really an odd house for the size, because up here it's like the 600,000 is the cutoff where you got to do shit to houses. If you pay 800,000, you don't have to do shit to houses. But if you pay less than that, it's like it's shit you got to get done to the houses. It's an interesting phenomenon in that price range. So when you see houses that it ain't a lot you got to do to them, and you can accumulate this, it's like time to grab them. So I've noticed that, so. It's just something to be excited about. Not a lot of local debauchery other than the weather. Flights canceled, of course. The storm, but the storm was very minor up here. And we was driving around yesterday. It was like nothing. We just didn't go to the movies yesterday. We did go to movies yesterday. We didn't go the day before. But yesterday was the storm, and I mean, it was nothing. Like, really, like we didn't go, like, our normal place to go to movies is about 4 miles away. Like, 10, 15 minutes, if that. And, normally that's what we would do. We'd go over there, but with the weather, it was like we could go across the street. I mean, the mall is literally like across the street. I told my wife in the summertime, I'm just ride electric bike back and forth to the restaurants, watch the games. So, it's that close. So, and the crowd, and I'll say, my wife was saying, I think the sound at our other theater is better. This picture was better. This IMAX picture was better. I really thought. And we sit like right under, like, she's like, you want to sit? I love sitting close. So, yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, not a lot of debauchery in the state. These motherfucking snowmobiles have come out. My cousin put up north. As I put, I called my homeboy today in Detroit. They didn't get that much. Matter of fact, like, we got about 2.5, maybe 3 inches up here on the hill, and they make snow next to me. So I know that adds, but I mean, it's like across the street in my backyard, you can still see grass. It ain't like completely like, blanketed it, especially in the front, where there's more area. It's not blanketed, but frigid, as I showed, it's frigid up here. And I went, got some bird feed, talk that talk. I went through some bird feed out there. So if they ever want to get it, it's just a little bit. I'm going to put it closer to the tree tomorrow when I go out there and throw some more. But, just place where they can come, I've seen deer walk in my backyard every now and then. And I've seen deer out there sleeping. They'll, sleep under the tree because they know ain't no predators. And the only real predators is coyotes. And the coyotes really ain't coming in town like that. As I showed, them big cats, the big cat got hit by a car. So, they pretty much know how to avoid men. So it's, but I love that, where we stay. And so it's not bad. But I noticed my cousin went up north Michigan somewhere and snowmobiled his ass off, him and his children. He took 2 and they must rented some, the way it looked it, right on. Like I'm saying, it's cold up here and niggas up here ski till literally 10 o'clock. They can ski till 10 o'clock, ski inner tube till 10 o'clock. And it's cold in the motherfucker up here. So what is it now? It's 142. So until it was still about this 5 degrees when they was out there. It's been like this all day. It's been this cold almost all day. You know, feels like 33 below. Like today reminded me, I just walked to my postal box. And, you know, going there, it reminded me of walking downtown Minneapolis around them buildings when it's freezing. Because them buildings kind of have a stream of their own down there. It was just beating it. I was just looking at myself because it was just beating the shit out of my face. I mean, it was so cold where, you know, you walking into that shit, it's literally feeling like spikes is coming into my face. Like spikes is coming into my face. So it was that cold. Walking back with my back wasn't as bad, but going, oh man, it was hard. I want to mention this too. I was at the Mall of America and somebody shot me with something spiritual. I felt it in my stomach. Luckily, you know, the shit I wear, but it's like, wow. You know, it's like I got attacked out there. I forgot about to mention that. Yeah, because I came out and I saw the dude that did it, you know. It's like, wow. Whatever he did, you know, I still, you know, even though it blocks it, it still comes at you. So I forgot to mention that. It's like, wow. Okay, the attacks come like that, huh? Well, I'm glad I be prepared. Remember they was talking about all them people being stuck on ice? Well, this cold ass shit, they ain't stuck on ice no more. They said upper Rice Lake restrictions. Yeah, it's been colder than a motherfucker these last couple weeks. So motherfuckers gonna be back on that ice. And I want to get an ice house. I really do. So if there's any fun we'll have, if you guys want to put money in for the ice house, let's get it. I'll get a cheap ice house. Because this house is near a lake. This house is near a lake. I got to find out where the lake is. And so I could take my ice house over there. We'll push it over there, you know. It's funny. Both houses I looked at had swing sets in the back. And that shit sells. If the shit is good, it sells easy. So, but I love it here. Shit, where I live is the bomb. I love this place. I love Minnesota. The air is so fresh up here, even though it's cold when you smell the air. Even though it was like piercing my face with prickle cold piercings. Right here they're saying how to prevent your pipes from freezing.
Why is everyone in the U.S. going?
How to prevent your pipes from freezing. Well, let's see what they say. I think some of you might need to know this. I just say leave your water running and your pipes won't freeze. If it doesn't get cold in your area, and they say it's going to freeze, turn on water. Keep your water running. You only got to turn on one valve of water for the whole house, and it will keep your pipes from freezing. But let's let them tell it.
And it's about to get a lot colder, and that means potential problems like frozen pipes. John Lorison shows us how you can prevent your pipes from freezing and save yourself time, money, and frustration.
With the warmer weather that we've had, people have neglected to do the normal things they usually do this time of year.
A December that felt more like fall has Jeff Strom a little concerned.
You can have a freeze break at the copper connection there.
He's a manager for Mr. Reuter Plumbing, and he's got last-minute tips for homeowners before the real cold arrives, like making sure your lawn irrigation system is shut off.
If you don't do this, you have water still onto the spigot, and then now we see.
Okay, let me interject. You do that in October. Ooh, I'm really loud. You do that in October. You blow your lines out in October. You're a dumbass because it's plastic lines that they put in your lawn that you dig a little trench to. But you do it in October, okay? You're a dumbass if you've waited till now. Them lines is fucked up now. So that's something you do in October. You can even do it in the end of September if it's not, sunny. Okay, let's go.
See those freezing temperatures, and what happens then? We have frozen pipes.
He also recommends insulation, especially if you have a drafty home built before the 1990s. Pipes that freeze can also burst.
You can get pipe insulation at a home store. You can do this type of work yourself. If that pipe freezes, you don't necessarily see it right away, and then you have damage in the ceiling.
With all the rain we had in December, some pumps were working overtime, and that's another potential problem for homeowners. Many left their discharge hoses attached to help pump out water.
You want to remove that because if we get snowpack, that line freezes up, it's going to burn that pump out. And now all that groundwater is going to come into your home.
Yeah, that's good advice. That's excellent advice. That's excellent advice. I would agree with that.
But even with all these precautions, Strom says problems are inevitable, especially for pipes outside the home. Below average snowfall plays a role here too because snow acts as insulation for underground pipes.
We're going to get that colder weather and we don't have that insulation. If you catch it right away, it could be a couple $100. If you don't, I mean, you're talking thousands.
In Maple Grove, John Lord.
So, you know, if you live down in the South, just run. You can run a couple things of water if you think that's better, but leave running water in your house. Running water can't freeze. That's a fact. Running water will not freeze. So run your water. Oh my goodness, I feel good tonight, y'all. It's that bullshit I looked at the other night. Yeah, it's some bullshit. Some of this stuff is just, yeah, he's talking about the same thing. Prep your house. But yeah, that's real. You know, again, if you live somewhere it don't normally get cold, leave your water running. That's all you got to do. Leave your water running. Take the water bill instead of that shit breaking in your house. And then when it warms up, turn your water off. But I mean, you got to, not dripping, you got to leave it running. I mean, you literally got to leave your water running. Not dripping, running. And it'll keep your pipes from freezing. That's just a fact. And it's best to just do it at a sink. You know, there's little things we can do. Damn. It says, man who found body in trash can speaks. Yeah, I bet he did. Oh, shit. That's some shit. You go to check your trash can, your abandoned house. Let's see how this shit is looking here. This morning, I wasn't up then. Shit, I couldn't. Oh, this is this morning or yesterday morning. Okay, here we go. Oh, no sound. Cars crashing in the morning. 3-car crash. Whoa, he just lost it. Wow, what made him lose it? Wow. Whoa. Wow. Oh, and he went backwards. Woo, what made him go backwards? I want to see that again. Damn, what made the car do that? Like, what made him lose it, I wonder? Speed, no doubt. Let's see. Let's catch him. Speed. That's called the basic speed limit. You drive to conditions. Okay. This is a perfect example of he lighting the ass. You're already lighting the ass. All right? You're already lighting the ass if you ain't got shit in the back of that truck, even if it's 4-wheel drive. And this is what it showed you. He lost the rear end. He lost the rear. Because it's really, you know, these trucks, even if they 4-wheel drive, if you ain't got it locked in, it's rear drive. And this is what it's showing. It's rear drive. That's why it backed up like that. That's rear drive. You see that? That pull? That was rear drive that did that. You dig what I'm saying? Perfect example of what I was trying to explain. That's why he did what he did. He didn't have enough weight. He didn't have enough weight in the vehicle. That's why he lost it. Because when they started, he's already lost it. See? It's too light in the back for the speed he was going. It's going too fast. So all the momentum is in the back. That's why, look, when they tried to get him out of trouble, see? The rear's gripped. Just going too fast. Now they're going too fast. Wow. Just going too fast. Think they had him trucks. Look, right here, going too fast. You know, basic speed law. Drive for conditions. See, he was driving by a salt truck, trying to speed and being impatient. And these are some of these. See that? You could flip over that motherfucker. Basic speed law, drive for conditions. And if you got a pickup truck, if you lighten the ass, put some weight back there. You're so high, you got to have something to give you, look at that. Again, 2-car collision, drive for conditions. 2-car collision. Look, he lost it. Look at this shit. It's all slush. Jacked up. Look, lost it. You see the lights spinning. Anybody hit him? Oh, he's on the side. Pickup truck. What's this? A small truck of some type hit another car.
Go on, give it a spin.
That was pretty minor, but basic speed law. Drive for conditions. That is a fact. You want to drive for conditions. Basic speed law. Goddamn. What's this nigga doing here? What is it? So they ain't had him. I'm trying to understand this story. So this is debauchery. Close, of course, in one of our favorite places, Philadelphia. Well, let them tell it.
In connection with a 2022 mass shooting in Kensington that injured 9 people. Only Action News was there as one of the suspects. 25-year-old Michael Smith Davis was taken into custody. Action News reporter Caroline Goggin joining us live now at Philadelphia Police Headquarters with a look at how detectives finally solved this case. Caroline.
Well, Brian, the DA told us this morning it took a lot of detective work to get to this point and the collaboration of several law enforcement agencies. And now 2 people are facing charges of attempted murder. It's been more than a year since a mass shooting in Kensington. It happened on November 5th, 2022, outside of Jack's Bar on Allegheny, just steps from a SEPTA station.
There were 41 fired cartridge casings recovered that night. 9 victims suffered gunshot wounds and were immediately scooped to Temple Hospital.
All 9 victims survived. Now 2 people are being charged in connection with the case.
These young men turned that location into a war zone and shot 9 people in the back, in the side, in the leg.
The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office says one of those men is Michael Smith Davis. We were rolling yesterday as the 25-year-old was arrested on Kensington Ave. An arrest warrant has also been issued for the second suspect. We're told he is a juvenile currently in custody in Western Pennsylvania.
It's got to be old because it looked like the summertime or something. What is this shit? One day ago. Okay. They caught the nigga. All right. Nothing else to say. They caught somebody that shot a bunch of people. Okay. I see. Damn. One day ago.
Safety alert. A 16-year-old.
Wow. This is in one day ago. Let's see. Where are we at? W, which means it's more east. Yeah, we're all K's down here where I live. All right. Well, they'll tell it. More debauchery. Here we go.
Safety alert. A 16-year-old boy is convicted of murder, will spend the rest of his life in prison. Joshua Coleman shot and killed Deasia Green in an alley last year. 13 Action News reporter Alexis Means was in court when the judge sentenced the teen.
This family is absolutely devastated. They came to court for the sentencing, and they still don't have a motive to why their daughter was shot and killed. 16-year-old Joshua Coleman pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced to life in prison. The teen shot Deasia Green in the back of the head in an alley. Coleman was stone-faced as Green's mother asked him why he killed her daughter.
Why would Joshua do this to her? She didn't deserve it. She was a social butterfly. She didn't deserve it.
Last year, Toledo police found the 15-year-old girl dead in an alley in the 1300 block of Page. Police said Green was a habitual runaway. The teen's parents reported her missing, but There was something different about this time. The prosecutors said an eyewitness came forward to help TPD solve this case.
I can't tell you enough how important it is for if you see what's happening.
Now, you see here that they had the vampires trying this case. If she's not a vampire, I don't know what is a vampire.
Happened to some.
This chick is obviously a vampire. Check this chick out. This chick is a vampire. But okay, let her go. Let the vampire talk.
To come forward, and we had an individual that did that, and that takes incredible bravery.
Judge Michael Goulding asked Coleman if he wanted to make a statement.
You'd like to tell the court why you did it?
Coleman is one of many young people who have been certified to stand trial as an adult for killing someone.
Well, they finally starting to show these youth that you can be charged as an adult and you can do grown people time. So at any point in time, you got to think twice about what you're going to do. I'm just glad my daughter.
Okay, so in Toledo, niggas look like this. What is it that the old man and the young boy have the same hairstyle? I mean, this is the popular hairstyle in Toledo, Ohio. This is the popular hairstyle in Toledo. How, I mean, this to me seems like a mocking. You look at his hairstyle and then you go to this old dude and it's the same thing. So this is popular in Toledo. Okay, I get it. Okay.
At any point in time, you got to think twice about what you're going to do. I'm just glad my daughter got her justice.
Joshua Coleman's family declined to comment. Reporting from downtown.
Wow, like what really could she have done to make him have to kill her? I mean, it's something more to it. He ain't telling, and he's eating it, but wow. God damn. This is like, you open this bottle up, it's a bunch of them. I ain't been to Toledo in 20 years. Toledo. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to Toledo. Maybe. The bus went through Toledo, because I know I went through, I took the bus one time, and they hit all them little college towns, so maybe through with a bus, but that's it. I ain't never, kicked it like in Toledo. So, yeah. Never really been there. Golly. BD officer drove 103 miles an hour in fatal crash. Wow. Why would you drive somewhere going 103 miles an hour? Was involved in a previous wreck. So this nigga's used to driving reckless. This is a cop that's used to driving reckless. So yeah, I'm going to let them tell it. Let them tell it, y'all.
And now from our 17 follow-up file, next week marks a year since a BPD patrol car going more than 100 miles per hour struck a car carrying two people, killing one of them instantly. Now, the CHP-led task force investigating the crash has made its findings available to us here at 17 News. Our storyteller 17's Robert Price is back on duty, and he has more on the 506-page report.
The crash took seconds, but the investigation almost a year. And now we have some of the results. The California Highway Patrol has released to 17 News the multi-jurisdictional investigative summary of a horrific fatal crash involving a speeding Bakersfield police patrol car almost exactly 1 year ago on a pitch-black rural road. The report is breathtaking in its scientific detail and analytical depth, and its conclusions are both disturbing and heartbreaking. BPD officers Ricardo Robles and Travion Cobbins were racing down South Vineland Road at 103 miles per hour at about 2:20 a.m. on January 19, 2023, when, according to the CHP report, they ran the stop sign at Muller Road and slammed into the side of the Honda Accord of 31-year-old Mario Laris of Bakersfield and his passenger, 34-year-old Anna Hernandez, a co-worker. She suffered at least 11 broken bones and a lacerated liver, among other injuries. Laris died at the scene from head trauma. The officers, unbelted in their seats, but held back by their airbags, were seriously injured. Now, Robles, who investigators believe was the driver, is facing manslaughter charges. Potentially complicating the case against him is DNA evidence from those airbags. The CHP believes Officer Robles was the driver, but Officer Cobbin's DNA was on the driver's side airbags, and DNA on the passenger airbag was attributed to Officer Robles. And then there was this, a screenshot of a succession of incoming text messages recovered from Officer Robles' iPhone. Those text messages, according to the CHP report, promoted, quote, a desire to create confusion as to who was driving at the time of the crash, unquote. The message's author is unknown, the cellular number having been cropped from the screenshot. It reads, in part, if they weren't wearing seatbelts and both hit their heads really hard and can't remember who was driving, it's kind of hard to charge someone with manslaughter or murder. I don't see anyone convicting a passenger. In the months following the collision, CHP investigators noted everything from the 55-mile-per-hour speed limit to the size and condition of the stop-ahead letters painted on the cracked asphalt of the rural road near Lamont. They described the degree of darkness, studied roadway conditions, street corner sight distance, skid marks, and the placement and size of road signs. They cataloged the glass, metal, and plastic of the debris field, a damaged utility pole, and the destroyed grapevines where the Honda came to rest overturned. Loris, who did not have a driver...
All right, I ain't gonna listen. I got enough of this shit. I got enough of that. But we got the idea of it. What's interesting is common sense, even in pursuit. And when that was interesting. When I went through the police academy, it was kind of I know the city of Kalamazoo stopped pursuits. And so pursuits was kind of in some places outlaw pursuits where, you know, what is it? You know, what's interesting is they hit the stop sign. Now, what you have to understand is even because you have lights and sirens, you still have to stop. And again, you know, going 103 miles an hour, you know, you know, your stopping distance again is based on your speed. So it didn't even look like they stopped. But again, you know, these were city people, so you don't know this area. You don't know a stop sign's coming up. You ain't know UPS telling you a stop sign's coming up. So poor judgment on the driver, I think, for pursuing it. You know, and again, they look at pursuits and whatever, you know, what was the real reason of these pursuits. So, and this might be it. Chip pursuits ends with head-on crash. So. Damn. Shit, shot by apparent mongrels. I mean, you know, debauchery's all night long, y'all.
A 16-year-old boy.
It is debauchery all night long. And so I guess I'll turn off the debauchery for a while. I've got my taste of debauchery tonight. And I'll just start rapping. Yeah, I'll just start rapping. I've been going 2 hours, so yeah, I'm probably going to tie it up. And then I'll be on tomorrow night about the games, I think. Right on, damn. Right the fuck on. Heck yeah. Oh. Okay, I didn't even check this shit out. Okay. I didn't even see this before. Right on, right on. This is some beautiful shit I'm reading. Okay, I don't even get this. Where did this shit come from? I'm like tripping now. This is Ancestral Production wrote me. I appreciate that Big Pony on the side note that Stephen A. Smith Jefferson post you made caught me off guard. He's laughing at that shit. Yeah, that shit's for real. You know, these mugs. Like, I don't get that. Like, I saw my great grandfather and all my cousins, and I just knew, you know, I was like, this Afro stuff ain't gonna last forever. And I can even remember when my hair was, I always had what they call a hair lick, you know, and I was like, yeah. So I saw the writings on the wall, so I don't need a wig, you know, I don't need that to. And that's the play, you know, it's like they're forced. Like you look at LeBron. LeBron is like did hair patches and shit where they've taken part of his scalp and pushed it in the front. So hair starts growing naturally in the front. And that's painful if you ever watch it. I mean, I imagine every year it gets, but like Elgin Baylor living out in California, it seemed like he always wore the wig. Now, Car Eller in here, you know, a lot of the dudes would wear the cane goes backwards. They'd put the cane goes way back up here. and that would cover, where it was bald. And it's funny that, Marcus, him and his brothers wearing, the hair in the back, the afro thick in the back or braided. It looks like they're starting something, them Arkansas boys. So I don't know if I'm with that. I'm just going to grow an afro in the back, like, hey, yeah, this is the thing. I got an afro in the back. I'm not going to say yay or nay, but I just shave my head every day. I shave, I shave razor and I shave electric razor, so whatever you got to do to take care of yourself and your face. That is a thing. It's the skin of your health. The health of your skin is something that, should be always considered as well. So, consider that. It's a certain point. Like I learned in my 20s, I think at 19, I started using spray on deodorant. Yeah, in a couple of years, that shit wasn't working no more. So I find most brothers got to use antiperspirant. And so there's no really non-aluminum antiperspirant that I've found. So, but it just seems like if we don't want to smell a certain kind of way, that's what we have to use. Now, stinking, there's nothing wrong with that, but a social thing is not acceptable. You dig? The investment you make in your clothes, because you stink in your clothes will stink. It's just no way to get around that. You wear them too many times, they stink because you stink. So, you got to take care of yourself if you can, And I guess, that's the doomsday thing. If the doomsday thing comes, it doesn't matter. You go shit in the corner. Hey, I got to go shit. Oh, here's some toilet paper. That won't go away. That doesn't go away in war. It definitely. So that's like if you really get into was they really seriously trying to go after the Viet Cong on a given, search and destroy? Like as Americans, you're going to put on deodorant or smoke cigarettes. I mean, you telling them you coming? Because that's the old, that goes back into the old British way, make noise. When they was playing cowboys and Indians in them jungles, it's like, don't make no noise. Don't have no funny smells. And like you can really do a study. The most successful units were small 6-7 man units. They were able to, do a lot of damage over a wide variety. It wasn't the platoon type of thing that was most successful. Read the book Bloods. Dead Presidents comes from one of the stories of the Bloods, where the guy tells, he knew that they could steal to burn money. The money that was going to be burned, they knew they could steal it. And it really wasn't for the preacher dude giving money out that they wouldn't have got caught. They had did it right, and they kind of got away with it. And dude just was tripping, He had a church up there, and he was giving money out, probably post-traumatic stress, So that's a real story. But, they tell you, it's a dude named Gene. That's where they get the dead president story. So they kind of take from a couple stories. But, you imagine what they had to go through. And that was really, there was a war for nothing. I mean, it was really the resources that they had there is tungsten, rubber, heroin. That's what the Vietnam War was. And it was, of course, our major businesses made money selling to whoever bought them there, which is our government and the taxpayers back then. And the economy is shit. In the 60s, the economy was full bore. I mean, look at how the economy was. It wasn't no motherfuckers not working. During that Vietnam War shit from 61 until 69, 70, 71, shit, the economy wasn't bad. Wasn't until Jimmy Carter really came, and they created, the Americans created OPEC. And then all of a sudden OPEC makes a move on the world. And wait a minute. You guys, we had to show you how to produce your oil, but you're telling us that the country that invented oil all of a sudden is low on oil because of what they got. So it was artificial. They panicked the people, made the crappy cars, made the, lowered the speed limit, which, the time of travel became, and then, want to ticket you as a way of attack on the people, because they knew the people had the speed that, especially you want to go cross country a little bit. So it was a business. It had nothing to do with gas or saving people. It was a business decision. So, as we look at these things, these are all the considerations. Okay, do that. Feels colder now. What is it? -7. Crappy. Damn. It is 7 above. Woo, look at this. That's why I'm not burning up in here under these lights. 7 above feels like -33. Mostly clear. When will it start getting warmer? Because we're going into, what the fuck day is it? Sunday, right? Yeah, it's Sunday morning. Expect to be partly cloudy. The highs will be above 1. The skies will be mostly clear. The lows will be -9. This is crazy insane. Look at these. Let me see where I'm at. I am St. Paul, but not. I'm more over here. More in there. Wind chill advisory from Sunday the 14th till Tuesday the 16th. And happy birthday to my beautiful daughter, who I named after my grandmother, and who, to find out, it is a family name, which my daughter did a little research with my dad and fucking with him and found out that, what I named her had actually been a family name and that my grandmother wasn't the first one. So I did the right thing. I think my mother was a little upset when I named my daughter after my grandmother. But my daughter, my youngest, is her middle name, has my mother's name in it. So, and we got Alabama's coach, the coach that came from Washington, took that position. It says Puff Daddy will not be attending the Grammys. Okay. Jonathan Majors dropped from Dennis Rodman movie 48 Hours in Vegas. I don't think anything you disassociate. Oh, did you guys hear they booed Jerry Caliglio? What's his name? Jerry Krause. The asshole Jerry Krause. And he was an asshole. Yeah, did y'all? I wonder if we can get that. They booed her. Because, the Bulls made a ring of honor like kind of football does. And they did the Jerry Krause. And they booed his wife. The very set of disappointment came. Let's see if they do this. Leading to the ceremony, Jordan didn't attend. Sent a video sharing his regrets where he didn't go. Okay, Steve Kerr went. I don't think he made it. The fans boo late GM Jerry Krause. The absence of star players turned out to be the least of the Chicago's worries. During the ceremonies, the Bulls play-by announcer introduced and read aloud the accolades of each honoree. Fans all cheered and applauded for those honored. However, the cheer turned into booing when Falk read the name of the late general manager Jerry Krause. Despite it being over 25 years, many of the fans still blame Krause for ending the Bulls dynasty. This is especially true in The Last Dance. They picked across in a negative way. The booing was distasteful. Let's hear the booing. Let's see if they show it. You really can't tell that they was booing her a little bit, but she's like, oh, but he was a nasty man. He was a nasty man. And she deserved it. Why would she even show up? She know people hate her, but she had to go through it. Then Steve Kerr tried to talk, several. Stacey King is cool. I wonder whatever happened to his sons. He had 2 sons that were pretty good. Jerry Krause's name was called, and the people booed, and his window was accepting honor. That's funny to me. That's funny to me. She deserved it. Jerry Krause wasn't shit. They know that. She knew that. She thought she was going to be able to skate. She thought she was going to be able to skate through. She wasn't able to. It's like, nah, he wasn't shit. Nobody liked him. But Michael Jordan threw Scottie Pippen under the bus. Michael Jordan didn't do shit without Scottie Pippen. No matter what you try to say, you cannot separate Michael Jordan's success without Scottie Pippen because he did not have success without Scottie Pippen. And that's just a fact. What is this? Tia Farrell. Huh. Wow, here's another one. When did she die? Wow. Okay, this is part of the story. A lot of y'all wouldn't really know her, but Mia Farrow, remember Mia Farrow was married to Frank Sinatra and Woody Allen, and Mia Farrow, her sister, was the one that had the guy, the woman, the little girl that Woody Allen married. Mia Farrow and Woody Allen raised that girl. Would have been that girl's aunt, who appeared in such films as Fingers and Williams, has died. Mia's sister, now she was 72. She died unexpectedly. Again, she played in the movie. Didn't have much success, but again, they don't mind giving the relatives of. So this is Tisha Farrow. Not even, her sister was very famous. Her brother, okay, Tia Farrow, okay, in the most prominent role, played a woman who was a kinky romance with a disturbed loner, Harvey Kitchell. In Fingers, she showed up nurse in the black comedy Winter Kills. I had a walk-on part in Woody Allen's Manhattan, brother-in-law, the youngest of 7, blah, blah, blah. Her mother was Irish actor Maureen O'Sullivan. Really? Wait a minute. Her mother, I did not know this. Farrow was born in Los Angeles. Her mother was Maureen O'Sullivan. Huh. Tarzan movie, Australia. John Farrow. Maureen O'Sullivan. Okay, that's not what I'm thinking. She quit school, 11th grade, went on to walk in a waitress, saw acting, had no advantages, spent a long time at Homer. She appeared. Her credits also include Some Call It Loving, Only God Knows. So she, doesn't matter. Give her up instead of giving up Mia. Give up the sister. You see how it works? Give up the less talented sister. What did the prince say? When you're a replicant, you're just parts for the other one. Did y'all dig the prince when he said that shit? He's like, you're a replicant for the queen, for the number one. You dig? Something go wrong with it, they getting you. USC was on tonight. I watched a little bit of the game. The game was pretty good. After the football game, USC came on. I think Napoleon is streaming. It's worth the watch. I might go watch it again if it's on. Definitely, I'm on. Because I'm on. Because I'm on. Because I'm on. Because I'm on. Yeah, that Chris Rock, or no, Kevin Hart movie sucks. Kevin Hart movie sucks. It's super fucking slow. And it's some like James Bond, MacGyver shit. It is slow as fuck, though. I still ain't finished it. I watched most of it, but I was like, this shit's super slow. And it's like, but it's funny. It's number one and it knocked Equalizers off the chart on Netflix, which is a surprise. I've watched Equalizer 3 times, and I went to see it at the movie. So I've watched it twice since living, on TV. That shit is so good. That shit is so good. Roberto whoops ass. I love that, old motherfucker whooping ass. That's good for the, it's good for the psyche and shit. Oh, man. Yeah, and let me see. What can I get into? How can I get into everything tonight? So I'll do a little philosophizing. I don't do much preaching, but I'll do a little philosophizing. It's like I was talking to my cousin, talking about my cousin the other night, and she's had the death of her child and not knowing how to deal with it. And, me writing something and saying, it was so harsh, really gets into necromancy. And, it's just the way you say things. And so I try to, back myself up and say, okay, there's another message, to put out there of how to deal with this, because you got to understand, what you're doing is creating something so negative around yourself that you may not ever be able to get out of it because you put so much around you. That it's like, when there's a place there's a place for where, we have ancestor worship or even, ancestral oracle use, or just, thankful that this person was in your life. So a lot of ways to go at that if you follow me. But, you know, to be in a sinkhole and creating a sinkhole of just this negative energy around you and being comfortable and living in this negative energy is just, it's not healthy. And no, it's not my job, you know, to tell people this, but it's like, where is this from? Okay, gotta take that. Okay, and so, you know, as just a concerned loved one, you know, it's not my responsibility, but yet as a observer, it is a way to say, hey, you know, I hope these words can get to you because I'm not trying to be harmful to you, but you have to help yourself. And, you know, I'm trying to motivate you from afar. And I know you take, you know, you take this motivation as attack, and it's not. And, you know, she's been attacked in many, you know, from many different angles. And a lot of times when that comes, it makes a person really lose it. It does. And so my trying to heal doesn't mean anything negative. It's like I made an observation and I have to tune it. You know, I'm sorry I came at it like I did, and I had to tune it down. So with that said, you know, that's everything you do. It's like how you tune yourself. That's manifestation, is tuning. And it's really, you know, it's like a radio. You hone into to make it better for yourself. What PJ say? They need each other. Steve Kerr was there. They played that night. The Bulls messed me out of 49ers by losing 4 G's. I was one short. That was money line. Wow. Yeah, I'll say this. You know, Steve Kerr, I got into him before. His father got killed in Iran before the hostages. He was at the American University and he got killed. So that was his sacrifice, you know. His sons, because he got hurt in high school. He was an injured player in high school, and he still got a chance. He was an injured player in college, and he still got a chance. I played against a dude that he hurt his knee his senior year, didn't play. He got hurt playing football. I don't know how he did in college, but I had a sweet play against him too. I killed this dude, like I really did. Like in junior high, the first time we faced, from me making the team in 7th grade, maybe we both made it, and he was probably taller than me, a lot taller than me, and I put that work on him the first time. And I remember the second time we saw him at the end of the year, I like just killed him. You know, it's just like abused him, you know, beat him both times. Like he couldn't guard me. This dude, I probably was 5'11". He was probably 6'3", 6'4", and I just like abused him. And I'm just to tell you a perfect example of his skill set and mine. He had stole the ball. And the dude really just couldn't dunk, you know, even at 6'4", he really couldn't just dunk. So this dude had a break on me. And when he stole it again, they was throwing it to me. I didn't stop. You know, I followed him. As soon as he released his hand, I caught it. Because he just went up like slow motion. In front of me, it looked like slow motion. Because, you know, what he didn't realize is I'm with him step for step. So when he didn't go up hard, I'm like, oh, you shooting a layup? As soon as he released his hand, I caught it and I threw it out in the stands. You know, and like we always dominated him. But he got hurt, and he still got a scholarship to go to Michigan State. So I'm saying Steve Kerr, you know, he got his shot, and it's like, yeah, do a normal dude in that position get his shot? Like now, you know, he's trying to home in on the few games that Brady won. Like didn't Brady win one of the Rose Bowls or something? Like he didn't win many bowl games in his career. If they could have played 8 years in college, Brady definitely would have stayed 8 years. Because I'm telling you, he was starting them games and Drew Henson was playing them games. So, oh man, I tell you, you know, I brag and I brag a lot. And I said the first time, you know, when I came here in '94, shit, and you look how long ago I was in my before Brennan was born, so I was 33, 34. But hoop wise, I had hooped from the time I was 24, I played semi-pro, so no missed seasons. I really got hurt, but even in hurt, I still played. But yeah, when I moved here in '94 and started playing, I put in such work. I was in such great shape. And, you know, cutting the dude to like, because where they played ball at first when I came here was at the gay park. It's called Lauren Park. That's where our big gay parade starts there and pushes through the city. But anyway, this is where everybody played. And I was leaving one day and I just saw brothers like, man, where else they play? And he told me. And I played there, and I had never, played with none of these cats. And I've said the story before many times. The game starts, we just picking teams first goes. And dude was about 6'4", 6'5". And it's like, I get the ball, and I go from 0 to 80 just immediately. So he's like, backing up because it's quick. And, in my mind, I kind of had to shoot the reverse. And I think that's what he did. But as soon as I got rid of the basket, I just dropped it in the basket. I just stopped on a dime, and he kept going. And I just dropped it off. And these two dudes, I'll never forget, the motherfuckers like, oh, shit, we gonna hoop. And we won for like 3 hours. 11 games, I think it was, we won. I was just putting it on people. Me to be in the main spark where it didn't matter who came. I like all my buddies played. It was one of them days where like all my buddies eventually came in there and I sliced them all down. And it's like after that, it's like, hey, it's like me and the Globetrotter, my boy Tyrone. Tyrone's 6'8". The first time we really battled, it was 5-on-5 and we was just battling. I mean, he got me, but it was like 18, 19, he finally got me. But I had always practiced real high shots. And I could just get deep because Tyrone, even though he's 6'8", he wasn't really skinny 6'8". He was probably 230, but still, and I just could get him low and I could shoot it high over him and just kill him. And then he was like, man, you playing with these guys, come play with me. So we started playing with different, Mario Green, played with the Globetrotters, some other cats. And just started playing. And I said before, it's a bunch of cats. And I got to get with this cat. I got to text this brother where, all the cats that play semi-pro, play Europe, wherever they play, get these cats together and, get these stories out, because it's the same story over and over again. Like I've said before, and I want, out of all the things I'm going to say, take heed of this. And this is how the Sacred Ball Games moves through people. I've told this story many times, and I'm going to tell this, and this ain't about me. But there was a boy that we reffed. We had a little country school. And there was a boy that did a move that I had saw so many dudes doing. There's no way he learned it from seeing somebody I saw. And it was like he would make contact, and on contact, that was with separation. He would bump, and upon separation, he'd fall back. And do you know how many people I watched do that over the years? And so how does this little dude that lives in the country farm learn that type of move? And again, this is 04, 05, so it ain't the internet like then. It's the beginning of the internet, so it wasn't, but it's just the way it's the Sacred Ball Game moves and the way you develop skills. You take skills from other places and other things. And it does. As Sister was saying, the sharing of the culture, the Sacred Ball Game is definitely that. You come across people your whole life you play ball against, and, you're going to pick up something by them. Like I've said this story, involving me, the dude who really took the time. And I'll say this story over and over again. I got a picture of him I should show. But he was the first dude to really like, hey, why are you throwing it up like that for? That ain't how you do it. You got to do it like this. And then, for him to come through one day in the backyard, he's the first dude that ever showed me. It's like, man, do it like this. No, not like that. Do it like this. Put it over your head. Push it like this. You see? Come on, do it like this. And then the last time he saw me, he saw me doing he took a minute. He cutting through the backyard, but he took a minute and watched me. I had learned how to shoot it over my head. And he's like, man, give me a pass. And I threw it like the edge of the driveway and he hit one. It's like, I see you. And he was just like, So, these kind of things are spread and passed on from one generation to the other. And, these moves go across. That's why I was telling you, I talk about the prototype of Meningott going into David Thompson, Michael Jordan, and the energy that went through Connie Hawkins, that went to Dr. J. I mean, it's, this is how it's passed. Maybe one gets blessed with these skills, but these skills get passed on. And it's like you have these almost plants. It's like almost a family tree of how the talent moves out. And, I think I want to do that, a family tree of basketball, to really look at the skill set. I'm going to write that down. Family tree, Kalamazoo, skill set. And, I point to one cat in Kalamazoo that, there ain't nobody been better than him. And, I point to Battle Creek. It was one guy. There's nobody better than that one guy. And I could go to Lansing, and Lansing might be confusing because it was like Magic is probably the best player out of Lansing, but you got Terry Furlow. Well, Terry Furlow was really from Flint, but went to Michigan State. But you had Jay Vincent out of Lansing and Sam Vincent, too, that both made the NBA. Now, no, they weren't successful as Magic, but again, if you rank them, they was right there, too. They came from the same little town with the same advantages. That's funny. A childhood friend showed me the same thing. He was 6'4", told me being shorter, I should shoot overhead. It worked like a charm. Yeah. And like shooting high, I learned from Norm Nixon. Because Norm Nixon was the best I ever saw do that. And I learned, I learned to break film down at a very young age. And I looked at the angles that Norm Nixon used to put off them high shots off these shot blockers. I mean, you can keep it in, it was like, I learned from that. And so it's like, I could go to the hole in these dudes and I knew where I could shoot it. I could just shoot it at a certain spot and they could never block it. I mean, they could block it if I shoot it right in their face, but if I put it up high, I'll take them so deep and just get separation, and it's separation, and you got all that glass to put it high. Yeah, I was good at that. I played AAU ball for years. Always grab moves from other players. Nobody could shoot like me though. Oh, and I've said many times that the greatest player I ever was involved in, it wasn't definitely me. It was that boy from South Bend. That play, I've never been involved in a play to watch such athleticism. And, I don't, in telling the story you've heard before, I don't exaggerate. I mean, we was doing AAU down in South Bend and, again, AAU tournament, we using all the gyms. So all the gyms, you're not just necessarily at Notre Dame. We're using all over. And so this particular game, we was in a high school. So it wasn't, we weren't in Notre Dame, but we were in South Bend. And one play, the big guy broke and the guard was going. He threw it over dude's head. The same dude got the rebound on the next time. And it just happened. Me and this dude was just running step for step. And the dude threw it. And I thought it was the same play. Dude threw it out. And that motherfucker caught it about where the square was. I mean, this guy was over, when I looked up, I'm looking at his shoes. Now, I'm 6 foot. Maybe I was a little younger, so maybe slightly taller, 6'1", but I'm literally, when this boy jumped, I saw him because I'm right with him and I'm looking at the ball and I'm thinking the ball's going out of bounds. And I'm literally looking at this cat. I watch him jump, I watch his whole body go above me. And where he caught it was away from the rim and he took it to the rim. He caught it away from the rim and he caught it first and he took it to the rim. And I'm looking at this shit all way over my head. My son says, nobody can get high, but I mean, this dude was literally, I'm looking up at his feet. I watched his whole body jump higher than I am standing to catch the ball. And he was shorter than me. This cat was maybe 5'10". I was like, what you doing after school? It was like he had graduated and, you can play AAU, I think at 19. He was just playing, no superstar, nothing. But that was the greatest singular play I ever saw. Far as reffing a game. Now I've sat and watched plays, but far as running up and down with it, I never saw a play better than that one. And I've been talking about that shit for the last 20 years. That shit was magnificent. that dude got up. So anybody says people can't get up, I know better. I know better. And let me see if this is it. Let's see. And every time I'm seen, I've got to be clean. Oh, I'm starting not to be so high. Oh, man, I was so high when I started. Kind of coming down. So that's good. Shit, I'm higher than a motherfucker. Let me see if I can find this shit. I saw it, I thought. Oh, yeah, this shit. Can I make it bigger? I think so. This shit here, I mean, look at him. And I know angle, but look, he got his whole head above the rim. I mean, look at him, and this guy's shit, he's 6-something. But look at all this, where his shoulder is, and look where his hand is, and look where his head is. See, his head's over the rim, and he's still going up. This dude is still going up. They caught him where he's still going up. He ain't even at his maximum because he's gathering the ball. So you say you can't get up. Look at this. 47 vertical. Look at that. So, and to be, have your head, to put your whole upper body, you ain't really jumping that high. To have your head facing, like to put your body where you're looking into the square. If you think he was, straight, that's not that hard. And I did that regularly. I don't care what anybody says. My son's like, you gotta jump so. Okay, well, I just jumped so. But yeah. So, it's motherfuckers that can jump. No doubt. No doubt that people can jump. Oh, and I'll show it. And it's funny what they did here. I'm glad they did it. Let me see if I can get it bigger. Yeah, the young man I was talking about is this guy right here. And he's funny how they marked him with 24. This is Amos Jones. I think he was a high school All-American as a junior. They lost the state to River Rouge. This is, Dirk Bundle. American Indian, no doubt. But this is the dude that taught me how to shoot. This guy right here. He didn't even get to play his senior year. And this was his boy, Bobby Collington. This is my high school coach at a different college. His first year at this school, I don't think it was his first year. I think he coached JV for a while because I know the story when Amos was in ninth grade, he played JV. So he was building these dudes. But this cat was like, I think, an All-American as a junior, and he didn't even get to play his senior year. But this is Amos Jones. This cat is a guard at 6'4", and this is, 68? Yeah, because he beat my cousin. This is Leon Roberts. That's my cousin. Leon Roberts is my cousin. He played pro baseball. Leon played pro baseball for the Tigers, and his mother, Mark dropped 38. My cousin Mark dropped 38. We beat the shit out of him, no. But yeah, so Hackett moves past Lord Norris to the GK tournament finals against Leon Roberts and Portage. Leon Roberts is my cousin. So, Allen Iverson and Kobe were the biggest influences for trying to mold young style after when I was growing up to play against. Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, Tim Hardaway was really kind of, the crossover was always a move that people did. It was kind of at the point where like Earl Monroe had a big influence where people spun off people. And like my, probably the biggest influence when it came to me too, was spinning. I mean, everybody knew, I never had anybody that really could stop me from spinning, there's influential people that you can come across and look at their game. Like that picture I showed you of where I shot from, I told the story before where I watched Alan Moorhead kill, when I was in ninth grade, I watched him kill Kalamazoo Central, the cats that were seniors, from that very spot on both sides. I copied that. When I took out the trash, that's where I stayed outside and shot it from right there. That was my spot, other than Duncan, but that was my spot. And so, that baseline right there just rise up right there. And we ran a zone offense that shit, I'm flashed in the corner anyway. So, it was like, you get so good, you can't really be stopped. And it's just everything else has to work out around you. And that's what happens. Like one of my homeboys is really sore. He really thinks I didn't give it my all, and it's just like bad judgment. I use bad judgment on nights. And I've said before, it's like one night we had a back-to-back. Well, my folks was like, if you smoke weed, you can't drive the car. So I was like, fuck you. And it was like most nights I would walk home. Well, like instead of catching a cab, because I had bread, and I don't know why I didn't catch a cab, but I would walk home. And this particular night, I walked through a snowstorm. And, even though I slept to the next day, I got home 2, 3 in the morning, I only walked about 1.5 miles. It wasn't far. But, still, after playing the game, walking 1.5 miles, then trying to play the next day, I got tired, didn't have it. So, I didn't take care of myself like that. And so as my friend, he just looks at, why I didn't help him to pursue his thing. He didn't understand I was doing my best, but yet, I didn't take care of myself in some instances. It was just being immature. That's all. Just being immature. But, for him to think I didn't give him my best because I already had my deal, he's absolutely wrong. But again, it's like, people want to, and it's not blaming, but it's like, you saw me at my best, and why didn't I get at best every time? And circumstances change so much. That's all. Everybody knows you play a season. Circumstances change so much. So that's all. I did the best that I could do. And, my semi-pro basketball career was way longer than my college football and semi-pro football career. So, you know, that's part of who I am, and you know what I was able to pursue and what I enjoy. I love it. I'm loving every minute of it. And you know, you know, I sorry to go back to my cousin and stuff, but you know, it's like part of being spiritual. What happens is like all the doors open, and you know, it's some of these doors that it's rough. What happens? Like the experiences, I say many times, like, you know, I talk about my cousins, 2 cousins having deaths in their families, but it's like I've had that same experience of everybody, you know, or this person or that person. It's multi, you know, it's never one time, but it's like, you know, it's like in the way it comes is like you go to each door. It's like this 1 person, 2 persons, 3 persons. How are you going to act when everybody? I mean, that's kind of the way it gets pushes you through. It's like, okay, how are you going to happen if this happens? How are you going to happen if this happens? How are you going to act if this happens? How are you going to act if this happens? I mean, that's the, you know, and it's the blink of the eye. Each of these realities happen in the blink of the eye. But yet, you know, the emotional strain of still experiencing it is still, you know, not in the blink of the eye. It's like how we experience things every day. And for those that, you know, can't comprehend what's happening to them, this testament, whatever you want to call it, you know, they miss all that. You can miss all that. You can go through that experience and really miss it. But for those that truly every, all of it, you like shit, you know, it's like this shit cuts really hard. And it comes to a point where, you know, it's like, well, how much more can I suffer? It's like I've suffered so much that like how much more can I suffer? And that's I think that's the way they want you to understand the lesson, because they put the suffering on top of each other. And so the last one is the worst, if you kind of understand what I'm trying to tell you. The last one is the worst of all of it. And by then that's the lesson. It's like, okay, this is the ultimate suffering. It's all gone. Now, how am I supposed to feel? Is this supposed to destroy me? I wasn't destroyed them other times, but is this supposed to destroy me? And you know, some it will. You know, it's back there, and you know, wherever level that you got stopped at, it's back there in your subconscious, saying, okay, if we try to take them at this level, this is where we can change them. We can make them crack at this level. And believe me, you know, you have children. Your heart is all those. You know, he says your heart don't stand a chance, and that's so true. But it's just like the world. You got to let them live. And you don't even need to pray for them. You pray for them a few times, those prayers keep going. Man, that's the interesting thing, the way prayers go. It's like, you know, you pray so much, it's working for you. You're actually hurting yourself if you keep doing it over and over again. You know, you put it in motion, it's in motion. You let it take care of itself. You ain't got to keep, you know, fine-tuning it. It's already tuned enough. Let it play out. If you can dig that, that ain't too much. And so then you just look at this, and it's like, no matter what this thing is, you still have to overcome it. You still have to comprehend it, and you still have to survive mentally, physically. And you still have to ride the wave of what it is. So no matter what it is, you still have to understand it and ride the wave of what it is and what it's capable of doing. Because it's a very capable system that will, you know, try to rob you, try to put you in that white room. That's where dementia is. It's that white room. That's where they want to put you. That's where the place of no memory, no shelves. It's white. That's where they want to put you, in that white or wipe. If you understand that, it's wipe or white. They want to wipe it, but what you see is just it turns white. Instead of you having a thought, you see some white. And I've seen a couple of them. So, I'm like, hey, this stuff it's a work. It's definitely a work. Because I saw that other stuff too. I saw that one thing that said, hey, this might be it. I was able to look at that. That came quicker than what I was expecting. The white was way slower. It didn't come as quick as that deaf shit. That deaf shit is, it's, motherfuckers say, preparing. Yeah, it's hard to prepare. It when it wants to really come in, it comes in like that. I mean, that state is like really, really quick. But it's not always final, as they show you in many movies. But you can get a glimpse of that shit, and it's like, ooh, this shit is like, I'm supposed to do all these, and that's when the guy up in the Gipper up in Pennsylvania talks about when you break down the Tibetan Book of Dead, and you got to do all these things. That shit comes so quick, it's hard to do all them things, even for them. That motherfuckers get so old and that shit hit them. I don't give a fuck how many years you spent in the forest going, that shit comes. That black is quicker than anything else that ever I experienced. That shit comes really final. But it doesn't have to be final, I mean, for sure. But what they put you in, how they start it, yeah, that shit's very unexpected, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's quick. It's really quick. That's interesting how quick it is. I don't know if there's anything quicker than that. I must say, not even light. Light ain't quicker than that shit. That shit's quick. So I guess there's, you can, yeah, I mean, it's a way of vibrating. So I guess you could vibrate beyond that. Maybe that's what helped me. I don't know. I don't know. I laugh. But, and so I don't think, like, this is where it goes again, I was talking about, the mishap that my cousin had, and it's like that's a continuing thing. Like, there's always death is always around. I mean, you're born, the moment you're born, you start dying, and I'm not trying to throw a spell out there, but that's it. It's really, that's how it is. What we call growing is really dying. If you really look at it, you've got to get bigger to die. You get bigger to die. And you can die little too, but that you get bigger, and then you're bigger for so long, and then you die. So it's a always happening experience that if you do everything you're supposed to do, you just move through. It's just, I think it can be that easy. You just move through, and you accept what's about to happen. That's what I was saying. Even though it catches you by surprise, it's very easy to relax in that. It's like, okay, I can see where old folks, really that comes in, and they're like, ooh, because they're vibrating a certain way when they're getting ready for it. They're vibrating in a way where they're preparing themselves a little better, I think, is what happens. And so when that quick thing comes, they're in a better state, especially when they really want to be there. So I think that's what happens is they're moving fast as just as fast as that thing moves, and so they're ready without any fear, any regret. If you can dig, So, Brad, I mean, it was good. It was time with family. I think this is pretty much. I think this is Christmas. We had a bunch of folks sitting around. Yeah, that's about all we was doing. I think that was Christmas. I think Christmas or one of the ball games. So it was good. I got a younger daughter still, so and my wife's family, my daughter and my great nephew are the two youngest, so they get spoiled for Christmas. It's like everybody buys the children gifts, and then we have where we have Secret Santas for everybody else. Amongst buying all my grown children here, I didn't send any shit out to my other three. They're all grown, and I guess because my children are here, I don't send no shit to the other ones. And I'm very much like my daughters. Her mom gets child support. She gets more than enough money. And I know people say the effort and stuff, but, I got a son 34 and a son, 25. If they were here, yeah, I'd give them something, but they're not here. I'm not sending no shit. And it's lazy now. I guess it's my laziness. So I guess it's, the children here get a little favoritism because they're here, but other than that, I don't go out my way to do, Christmas like that. But it was, it was peaceful. My wife had almost 3 weeks off. She has Monday off. So she has Monday off. And so and so everything is just, to prepare yourself to be satisfied where you're at and love yourself. And no matter what you think is, remember, like what it to accomplish is all inside. I mean, the distractions is trying to get you to believe in something, that there's something greater than what's inside of you, and there's really not nothing. I mean, if you figure the power of an atom bomb is in each person's chest, so you see how important you really are. That the energy that you put out is equal to an atom bomb, and the best thing is to keep your heart always an atom bomb, and not be at war with your body, be in tune with it. And it's not easy. I know I struggle with it too. You see me struggle with it. It's not easy. But you just do the best you can do. That's all. But it's you. I use these crystals and stuff, but I know that, it's me, what I activate in the crystal. I thank the crystals for choosing me. It's absolutely, but it's what the crystal will do for me. What I activate out of the crystal, out of my experience with the crystal and my understanding of how to use the energy. I mean, it's nothing more, nothing less than that, I guess, is what, how that works for me. Because each person, it's how you go about the evidence presented in front of you and how you perceive it. How real or not real it is. And so the goal is to, no matter what it is, you still have to experience, just live and enjoy. Because if you're just always looking behind the curtain, you're missing what's in front of you. Because that's the trick, is always thinking, what's behind the curtain, if that's where your mind goes. Everything is, I've got to search it out. When, you get at a certain point, you know it. Like I was saying about prayers. You do enough praying, it's enough. You don't have to keep doing it over and over again. You've done it enough. And knock to Islam. But again, that's to me, that's programming more than truly trying to touch, the God in you. Or if you feel that it's something greater than you. It wouldn't really need that kind of dedication. That comes from something else. And then you get into Islamic law, you see it's a means of control. Because again, you're constantly reminded that this is outside of you. So you have to bow down every few hours to something outside of you. And what does the comments say? All praise is due to Allah. I mean, Malcolm X really gives the best Muslim praise ever in his book. He says, all praises, he's like, only the mistakes were mine. All praise is due to Allah. And, he's like, it was always in you. But all of it is you. But that's beautifully that he said that, only the mistakes were mine. So he owned up to understanding the mistakes. So Allah didn't do the mistakes. But again, he gives his success to something that, was outside of him. And, it's understanding that you are the universe and all this in you is the universe too. Each one of us is a type of universe. So we're much more than what they try to make us be out. And so if we each universes, that's what we turn back into. So it's pretty much everything is connected. Everything is the same. I mean, that's why, I always talk about the spells in cars. Well, everything from that car comes from Earth, just like you. So that's how, you can become interconnected to this stuff around you. And that's how the crystals work. You bring these things around you and you're interconnected anyway. And some of us, have special gifts and things given to us. That's, basically what it is. And it's how much you practice whatever gifts you were given. Like I don't practice these cards enough, but I still understand them. And I guess, most of the time I'm too tuning myself. And I should get back into it and, giving some to others. I'm always for that. My statement as I come on here is, I pretty much give this information freely. And, I've never really understood, my rap has not been that controversial where they took my other channel for me from clearly just stating something that was medically told to me by a medical doctor. And again, under their own rules, and it's not me crying, but under their own rules, they went against the rules. So for some reason, they went above and beyond what's normal to strike someone's channel and take someone's channel away. And so something I've been saying, since I've been on here, I guess the channel started in 14, that one 14 to 20. So something I'm saying is affecting someone somewhere for them to have to monitor my channel in such a way. And I look at the beast and say, huh? That's how I look at it. I was like, okay, huh? But yet I can still come out and push this message. But it knows. And so as the one young brother tried to say is how they try to, bury your information and have you compared to other people instead of listening to this person. They want you to have all these other options. And that's true. And I know I'm not for everyone because I'm not trying to save anyone or convert anyone to anything. It's beyond that. You have to find your own way. I'm just giving you advice and certain routes on how to help your own tuning. And you can call it manifesting, but I call it tuning because that's, tuning takes care of everything. Everything. Manifesting, most people think of as some advantage. Make some material to give you some advantage. But if you tune, it's for everything. Every moment is tuning to how you want to approach all of it. And even, how you're perceived. You tune to even show your perception. You dig? When you go to an interview, you tune yourself to be perceived a certain way. I mean, that's a simplistic way I can just try to tell you how you do it in a way you can understand it. But you can go through life constantly tuning yourself how everyone sees you. I mean, I passed a young boy that I don't know if he wanted to beg for me or, try me, but he's like, he saw that look in my eye. He's like, oh, I better move. Because he was fishing for that. Some response. And it was like, yeah, you got a stone cold look for me. Oh, there's no response there, no emotion. So he had to move on. And so, tuning is a constant thing. And it's like I say all the time, it's like, don't write, stories. That's another big thing. It's probably number 2 is don't write stories. Let it play out instead of writing the story, what you think. Live the story. Be the story. Be the storyteller, story tuner. So let it play out instead of you writing the story how you want it to show or how you want it to come out or you want someone to act. Don't write stories. Let it come out. Let it play out. Because too often we write these stories and the stories can be great or the stories can be not so great. But the stories come from us. And that's something you have to learn to be negative about. Don't write that story. Let the story flow naturally. Don't influence it. Tune for you. Tune the story. But don't write the negative story ahead of time. And I know, I suffer from that too. I'm a million things playing out. And I have to constantly go, what is that? Reject that. Get rid of that, I have to constantly do that. But don't write stories. Because stories can, take away from your tuning. That's what stories will do. Will take away from your tuning. Because you've already put the story in motion instead of you just riding through it and tuning as you go through. As it comes at you, you tune. It's the best way to do it. Now, I mean, there are stories that you can write and step right into the story and follow the script. Yes, I will say that. That can be possible. And that you can tune it good enough where you just step in and it does work, yes. So I'm not saying every time, but I'm saying my best advice is to know when you write the stories. That's the best advice I could give you. Yeah. Because the problem with writing stories overall is most people don't understand how to write the story and stick to the script. They'll put a lot of doubt in their story. And that's my only hesitation about saying this, this part of it is, you can't put that doubt in there. So that's what my advice is, don't even write the story, because if you're going to put doubt in your story, that's going to make your story weak. So that's my only thing is saying, you can write your story and just follow it. But for those of you that aren't strong enough to keep the doubt out, you might not want to write them. Just tune as you go through. So, there's always hunt the flag. It's always hunt the flag. That's, that's all in play. But know you. That's again, know you. And that goes into, so much of knowing, looking for shit when you leave home. I mean, that's, look at yourself. Are you that kind of person when you leave home, you can't find shit? I mean, think about it. How old you are and how old I am. And if every time you leave home, you can't find your keys, you can't find your wallet, you can't find your fob, can't find your phone, you can't find your charger. And then you have to ask yourself, how well do you know yourself if you're finding these problems all the time? Now, I know I have to go around the house and smudge because this cloaking thing, and it's nothing serious. It's, there's a funny energy that can cloak things to make you frustrated. But it's okay. You can smudge, get rid of that kind of thing. But it's a playful kind of thing. I mean, it really is. It's very that's one of the least harmful things that an energy can do to you. If it's something just cloaking your shit every once in a while. And if you know yourself, you ain't got to worry about it. But the ones that don't, if this happened to you all the time, look at your organization. You're constantly losing shit. Look at, you don't know yourself. Because if you know yourself, you know everywhere you would put things. And if you don't get these habits now, when you get older and, because it's naturally to forget things. And just because you get older and get forgetful don't mean you have dementia or Alzheimer's. It's just natural. You get older, you just get forgetful. But I am convinced, Motivate and leaving everything in the same place. This repetition of leaving important things that when you move that need to be always with you, if you leave these things in the same place all the time, it helps. And you know yourself. So if you lose something, you know exactly where you would leave it. And I've said this many, many nights, and I'm telling you, I live by this. And I think this is some great advice. And that's really knowing yourself. So how long? Oh, I'm in 3 hours. Yeah. What is it? Oh, good. It's only 3 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to go. Oh, but you guys got to admit, oh my goodness, this hat is so, man, they call these, the brand is, this is Bruno Capillero. This is wool. This is white wool. And some places call these, they call them paperboy hats or something like that, but they're really big apples. So, but I like these white hats. Yeah, I like these white hats. And polo, fuck that Nike Tech Wear. Nike Tech Wear, I ain't wearing that shit, I don't think. This polo shit, it's so soft. See, I got the kangaroo pouch that don't go all the way through. Because, I love wearing baseball hats, but I like other hats too. So, I need to hear the beat, don't I? Yeah, I need to hear the beat. Okay, I'm going to do Eshawn. Let's see. Where is it at? I'm going to finish with Eshawn. Let's see. It's probably, let's go. Let's go. I'm going to use the system in Eshawn. See if I can get it. Here we go. See if I can get it. Okay. I'm I'm not a New York rapper or LA gang banger. Let's try again. Okay, I missed it. Okay, let's get it going. Okay, here we go. I'm not a New York rapper or LA gang banger. I'm just an old school Detroit crack slinger. Make more money, more money. My pockets like sunshine, they're always sunny. This is the Chocolate Mountain Show. I'm telling you that I'm about to go. Leave when you lock the door. Party with me a little more. That's Eshawn. That ain't made up by me. That's Eshawn back in the 90s. A brother out of Detroit. That ain't me. So this is the Chocolate Mountain Show. Thank you, everybody. Remember, the first game does not come on till, is it 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central? You California, you're getting the game about 1 something. So remember, no Buffalo game, which was going to be the early game. The rest of the games are not going to be on Peacock, so they should be free. I have Peacock anyway, so it didn't matter. So, they put the shit on Peacock. I can watch it because you got that vision. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I appreciate it. I try to bring it to you the best way I can. And, I do believe in giving freely. And it's like, just get to a point where you just sit and you just realize that everything you do is tuned right for you. Just sit there and realize it. It's like, shit, I got this shit, And if any story is written, it is the greatest story ever told. If you write a story, make it the greatest story ever told, where you are the star and you shine through it. Remove all doubt out of the story. Only see yourself shining through the story. And that's how you write them. And, like they say, self-love is the best love. Because you can't love if you don't love yourself. And you don't think the highest about yourself. As I said before, you walk out that house, you a Super Saiyan. That is the energy you should be generating when you leave your home. They show you, be a Super Saiyan when you walk out that mug. When I hit that, what he says, I hit the loose juice as I turn in the deuce. People can't tell them what energy you putting out because you keep your energy neutral. So when you come, they feel something, but it ain't, they can't tell where the energy is. It's just like, whoa, what? He's bringing out something, but we're not quite sure what it is. That's a good way to be. And be joyful and have fun. That's the biggest thing, is have fun. Damn. The old song says, I kiss your lips and we have fun. That's it. I kiss your lips and we have fun. And so, till we meet again, thank you for coming. I appreciate it. And we'll talk about it tomorrow night.